Hey, welcome to Car House. This is the Three Pedal Podcast. I'm Al. Dan and Mike are with us. We have no guests this week. It's just going to be us three. And thanks for listening. And first time, welcome. And if not, thanks for coming back.
Fucking nailed it. Nailed it.
Woo!
Hello.
I don't know. What have you guys been doing?
It's been a week.
Yes, it's been 2 weeks. Technically, it's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah. I went to Philadelphia for the weekend.
Yep.
Last weekend. That was really cool because I got Friday, Saturday off. Went there for a music festival. Drove the Golf R. Drove famously. It was perfect. And Philly's really cool. I had never been to that city. I don't know if you guys have ever been, but
I haven't, but I saw Kim's post about no wonder people are so angry here because nobody can sleep because of the noise outside.
Well, I think that's most cities.
Yeah.
But we got this really nice place, like right downtown Philadelphia. And
did you get steak and cheese while you were there?
I didn't.
No, I know somebody told you.
You got to go to John's Roast Pork.
Yeah. No, but there was really nice weather, and I will say, like, I've been to Boston obviously a million times, and New York City, and Philly I had heard was kind of a shithole, but downtown is beautiful, and the architecture, like their city hall was built in like the 16 or 1700s, I believe. The details in the architecture were incredible. Like I was just very impressed, and that means I'm getting old, I think. But like just walking around the city was like really. I mean, there was obviously trashy parts of the city, but that we also went to this other where the music festival was. It was just really cool. Like it was probably the coolest concert I'd been to because they had like a river adjacent to it. It was outside. They had we got drink passes, so it was free beers to me, which was great. But overall, it was just a great weekend. And then on the way home, it's city parking. So if you've been in downtown Boston or whatever, parking is a nightmare all the time. So we were fortunate enough. There's a parking lot right up the road. I think we ended up spending like $130 to park it for the weekend, which sucks.
But at the same time, it's not that bad.
We parked it and left it, and then we were walking distance to where we were staying, and everything was walking distance from there besides the show that we went to. But like it was, so I pull it out of the parking lot we were like, okay, Sunday night we stayed over. Monday morning, we're going to get an early start. So we woke up early. We were going to get coffee. There's this bagel place. I was all excited. Literally pull it out of the parking lot, and the tire light comes on. I'm like, shit. So Golf R 2017, right, doesn't have a spare, obviously, because they don't have spares anymore.
They don't have
cars.
room for them.
And so I had to call AAA. I tried to use the air compressor that was in the trunk. Didn't work. I was like, sick. This is great. Like, I'm a Volkswagen tech, and I'm looking like a fool. But anyways, it was fine. The guy, I like helped him because it's low, obviously. It's got the lip on it. So we found a piece of wood on the side of the road, like down. It was in the city too, which was like, there was a literal like 2x6. I'm like, he's like, where'd you find that? I'm like, it was stacked over here. I'm like, so we got it up there, and he's like, I know a place that I can bring your Golf R. And I was like, a place that you think they'll have a tire? So he brings me to South Philadelphia.
South Philly.
Dumps it on the street in front of this shop.
In the hood.
One bay. No lifts. There was literally just floor jacks out on the street.
It just straight up tire shop, too?
It was just the tire equipment in the bay. So, super nice guys, though. They helped me out. They, like, jacked it up. And within 30 minutes, they were like, okay, yeah, it's a screw. We're going to get it done. It was like $35. And I was like on the road.
Oh, they just plugged it?
They did a patch plug, like professionally. Yeah. And I was like, I called Pep Boys because that was the other closest shop. And they left me on hold for like 7 minutes. I just asked if I was going to tow my car there. I was like, do you guys have a 235 3519? Because it's kind of an oddball size. Not that oddball, but I was like, it's a performance tire. And it sucks because I have a full stack, like a stack of brand new tires for that. So I think I'm going to put those on before I go to Georgia this week. But But other than that, I got back, and then this week it was like I needed to finish 2 cars. So every day I went to work and then went home and worked till 11 in the garage. But thankfully, I made it. I am here, and I'm glad to be chilling with you guys because I am pretty much on vacation besides tomorrow, and I'm hoping tomorrow's a light day because this week is we were busy and I had to work for the hours.
Yeah. I was going to go in tomorrow and put the coilovers in the M240, put them back in with the RS2s, and Why
did you take them out?
Because I wanted Lara to drive it, and she can't get into work because of the way the parking lot is. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take all the shit out, and you can start driving it to work. And then she didn't. So I just kept driving it, and then she never drove it. So now that I need a daily, so I was like, now the M240 is going to be mine. I'm putting the coils and the wheels back on it. And I just have no want or need to go into work tomorrow and spend like 4 or 5 hours
doing it
and then putting it on the rack.
Does she want that?
No, she doesn't care. She literally does not want to drive it. She likes the Teos.
So
it's weird.
So why are you doing it?
Because I need a daily. Oh, I'd rather have the coils and the wheels back on it. I got rid of my GTI.
What about your new car?
I can't daily that in the winter.
Oh,
I mean, you could.
I will.
Wait,
but I've not.
You can't daily.
It's a rear wheel drive. The car's probably never seen snow or salt.
Right. So I think this is a good transition. So Al, tell us about your new vehicle that you've acquired since the last time we were.
I talked about it last time.
But now you officially have it.
I literally took me a week to get insurance done on it. I emailed the same place that I got the insurance of the Skyline from, and it took them a day to a day and a half to get back to each email. So they were like, oh, well, here's all the stuff we need. Address, person who's driving it, car it's titled, person it's titled to, the garage it's stored in. And I was like, all right, well, here's all the info, but what if I technically don't have a garage spot for it until like winter? They're like, we won't insure it unless it is in the garage when you're not in use. I'm like, all right, cool. I go, I can make it work. I'll just kick my wife out of her garage and I'll put it in there.
She lives in the garage. We're gonna kick her out.
So they're like, we need a picture of both insured cars in the garage. And I was like, the car's at my work and I'm not driving it home until it's insured. Can I just give you a picture of my 2-car garage? And they're like, yeah, that'll work. But this took like 5 days to situate.
Who's the insurer?
Grundy. So I had looked into something else.
Haggerty?
Haggerty was $1,000 for the Skyline.
Yep.
And Grundy is $320. Same exact policy. So I looked into Haggerty for the Celsior, and it was about $450, $210. So they finally sent me the bill and this and that. So I ended up getting it situated, I think, Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, right after work, I left work at 3 o'clock, went right to DMV, swapped my plates over, and then I took it home that night, shoved it in the garage, and then I left for vacation. But I think I've driven the Celsior since I've been back from vacation more times than I drove the Skyline last year.
It looks sick.
I love driving it.
I just took a picture of it in your driveway, and I was like, this thing's badass.
It's awesome.
I want to go out and take pictures. I haven't taken any real pictures of it. I want to go take videos for reels and shit.
It is basically
it's an LS400. It's a Lexus.
Yeah, so it's interesting that it's just weird to see it with Toyota badges because it's basically if you looked real quick at that picture, it's a Lexus.
Well, yeah, we would associate it 100% with an LS400. But
when we left for Shorty's tonight, we hit Smith Road, and a burgundy LS400 went up Smith Road, and I was like, my people.
Was it lowered?
No. Oh. This car's been around for years. When we used to go bike riding, we used to see it on Walnut Street. 4-digit plate, old man driving it, tan leather. But yeah, the guy's probably had it since 2000.
How many miles are on this one?
102,000 miles.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
What year is it?
97.
That's actually pretty low for the year.
I had a 98, and I sold it in 2004 with 109,000 miles. So, yeah, this thing, nobody ever drove it.
Yeah.
Which is great. But I'm going to have to do a timing belt on it at some point. And I figured if I can do my dad's head job on his 2010 Corolla, I can figure out a way to do a timing belt in that thing.
It's probably pretty easy.
Yeah. My coworker used to work at Toyota, and he said people used to do those V8s in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, the Audi front, like basically the same motor that's in the Phaeton. It's usually just a bunch of plastic covers. The lower ones are metal, 10 millimeter. I don't know about Toyota, but
it's got to take all the covers off.
It's got to be the same. It's one belt that goes around the two cams.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
set the notch at the bottom and
it's
the cams
easy.
at the top.
Yep, super easy.
It shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I used to do those quite a bit, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, and then we went to Dust Off.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dust Off.
2 weeks
Dust Off
ago.
was awesome. Yep. I love that show. And the weather, oddly beautiful
rain.
out.
No rain. Not even on the way down.
That was great. That was good. There were a lot of cool cars. What was your favorite car, would you say?
There was, and what's funny, I think we sent it to each other, the Rabbit, or the Mark II. We were looking at the engine bay, and you were explaining
the one that was for sale.
Yes.
Yeah. That one was pretty sick. It
Yeah.
was, I believe, what was that? Was that? I don't even know if it was a 16 valve.
I think it was a Rabbit.
It was a Mark
It had
One.
carbs.
Yes, I think it was on Facebook Marketplace for $22,000.
Yeah,
I
could see it.
It was this one. It was actually an 8 valve with dual carbs.
Yeah.
And it had an interesting slave cylinder. Basically, was using like an 020 transmission.
Me and Greg were trying to figure out how it works because it pushes instead of pulls.
Yep. It was a pull type.
Yep. And you
cylinder.
said that Porsche. There's a Porsche that does
the
it?
944 slave cylinders are similar. They pull instead of push. Mm-hmm. Right? Like your standard.
They push instead of pull. Instead of pulling it up.
Yeah.
Either way.
Pull and pray.
Yeah.
Pull and pray.
But yeah, it was that car was sick.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked the one that was next to it, I believe. That was because I only took a few photos, but there was actually this Mark III. The white one with the racing livery was pretty cool. It was a VR. I like when people do that, and it's tastefully done.
I took probably 150 pictures of just straight wheels.
Did you post them?
I didn't. I haven't taken them off my camera yet. I'm going to do it probably this week.
Look at how clean this 180 is, Mike.
That is clean.
That was a Mark I Rabbit. It was red. We'll post some photos from Dust Off. I only have a few, but it was just so clean, and I was like, wow, that's well done, and it probably drives amazing.
Now that Dan has the login to the Instagram, Three Pedals, he can start posting
some dick pics.
Oh
no.
But we had a whole discussion at Dust Off about Dan figuring out big bumper, big door.
Oh, and
big bumper you can figure out, but you didn't understand the small door, big door.
So Johnny's Mark I Jetta, the coupe.
All the Mark I's are small door.
Oh, that's right.
Every Mark I.
That's right. Oh, for some reason I was thinking, no.
But it's the same exact idea.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and then I did eventually see a small door Mark II
but
car.
Weirdly enough, in all the Mark IIs that were Dust Off, they're all big door.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Which was weird. I was trying to find one to point out, and I was like,
they weren't all big bumper, though.
No.
So.
No.
That's the Mark II. You should go to Mark II.
And that's referring to the
Mark II Mayday.
Mark II Mayday, yeah. I want to.
Because I think I saw photos from it.
It just happened last weekend.
Pretty, like a lot of very nice cars. Also, there was just like regular cars there too, but at this point they're pretty old. So to see like a collection of
like
shit boxes like that,
a lot of times
glorious.
The best of the best. No, they're
Yeah, Dust Off was cool. There was, Mike, you would be interested in this. And Kim was giving me shit. Well, she was making fun of me because I took a picture of it. But look at this Touareg, dude. First gen.
Yeah, it's crispy.
It's so nice. It was like
V8. Was that a V8 with air suspension?
Yes, dude. And Timmy, 4 names.
Yep.
He was, he appreciated it as well. I was like, oh, look at that thing,
I never made it past the Mark 7s.
It had a Wellesley Volkswagen badge on the back. It was still in the back. Yeah.
Great dealership. They were always lovely to work with.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What, swaps?
No sarcasm.
Oh, yeah,
there?
for swaps and stuff like that, it was never never an argument.
Yeah.
They were great to work with.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? I haven't even talked to you about anything. Did you get a house, or are you living on the streets?
Yes. No, we did have an offer accepted. Everything's good to go.
Deerfield?
Yep, in Deerfield.
Okay.
Yep.
So I didn't know. I didn't want to ask until we were on air.
Yeah, no. So we did get the Deerfield house, which is awesome.
Nice. That's awesome.
Not without a faff. So Al got to experience
I showed up as he was signing, and then shit hit the fan an hour later.
Yeah,
Why?
so we went and looked at that Deerfield house 2 weeks ago now on Friday, because that was when we were recording with Doug.
Yep.
And then the next day we ended up going to look at a house in Candia, which was it was like a neck and neck race between the two of them. The house in Candia was gorgeous. It was on like 3 3/4 acres. Like everything in the house, like from upgrades wise, was fantastic. It was going to go over budget, but we were willing to go for it if it ended up being the one. Ended up having a conversation. We liked the Deerfield house and that house enough that it wasn't worth necessarily losing one over the other.
Yeah.
So there was some finite details with the Candia house that it may or may not have been for sale because of what was happening with the house that the seller was buying. There was a big issue that transpired like 12 hours before the open house. So they kept the open house. We ended up, loving it to the point where we had a conversation with the realtor. So it was kind of like on hold.
Yeah.
So we ended up signing the offer for Deerfield. Al came over. Nate and Devin came over. We're having some margaritas. Great night. Our realtor, John, texts us and he's like, hey, can I call you guys? And we were like, oh, awesome. This is probably great news that like we got the house in Deerfield. What it ended up being was that the buyers for our house walked.
I did hear this.
Long story with that, come to find out their realtor's a scumbag and basically tells them to offer on houses and then schedule your inspection a week out so that you have an exit basically, but still look for houses and offer on new houses in that time period.
Yeah.
So clearly they found something that's either they liked more or was lower price or whatever it may be. So I don't think John listens. John, we love you. Within the time period of him telling us our buyers walked, literally 5 minutes after that, the realtor for the house in Deerfield said, okay, my buyers want to work with you guys. Can you send us the purchase and sales for your house? Well, obviously it wasn't valid at that point.
Oh, no.
So within an hour, John got on the horn with our second place offer and the realtor, and they basically accepted on the spot.
Wow.
So
they sent over a purchase agreement or anything?
Yeah, so they were like, we're out to dinner right now. We're going to see a movie. Like, we'll sign it tonight when we get home. So I was up the next morning early with the boys got up at like 5:30. So I was on the couch and I ended up looking in my email and I had a forwarded email from like 11:45 at night from John with the signed purchase and sales from our buyers. So we signed it. We got it sent off to Deerfield. And then Sunday was a waiting game. We were like, what's going on? What's going on? We ended up getting a phone call from him from the Candia house. And he was like, hey, they're accepting offers now. And we're like, crap. So we wrote the offer for Candia just to like have it locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yep.
But then at about 6 o'clock, we got the call that the buyers from Deerfield accepted.
Nice.
And we're good to go.
Cool.
So all set in stone. June 19th.
Awesome.
We're closing on both, and
we'll be in Deerfield. The closest. You're going to be like the closest person to me.
Yeah, we're literally 6 minutes.
You are
up the road.
You are close.
I'm not far.
Though. Yeah,
the 15 minutes max.
Like I got here in the Golf R. Like I was obviously driving fast because I wanted to get here, but
because we're off a South Road, so all we have to do is just go past your road like 3 minutes and get to that weird intersection. Take a left, and we're right up there.
Yeah.
So
no, I know exactly where the house is. So that's awesome. But you're close.
Yeah, I'm not far at all.
Yeah.
I have no issue driving to your house.
Yeah, but no, we're pumped. So
that's awesome, dude.
Congrats. Just the waiting game now, packing, all that fun stuff. So
yep.
Good times. And then,
anything on the car? Anything with cars?
Oh yeah,
car adjacent related stuff that you.
Well, I mean,
in your life right now.
Well, I mean, I wanted to talk to you a little bit because like we talked about it, and everybody knows like I've kind of got that real big obsession right now with trying to get an SL. SL 500.
Mina's all stiff about that.
But it's it's like it's cool and everything like that. I've always wanted one. They're attainable. They're somewhat reliable for what they are. Parts are in abundance. But at the same time, I'm like, I mean, for everyone I guess who's new that's listening, I have a 3-year-old and another son that's almost 2. So I'm trying to think, like, the SL's a 2-seater. It's going to be kind of hard with the boys.
Yeah.
Because I can only take one, and, like, do I really want to put my 3-year-old in the front seat? Like,
Yeah.
it's probably
This was also at Dust Off.
ill-advised. See, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
What was it?
There was a 190E
Yeah.
with BBS. I have no idea what they might be like a Pininfarina or something.
Yeah, I think that's
They're
what they are.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The car was sick.
But the other side of me is like, okay, what's something usable? Because we know I have my company car.
Yeah.
Do I need the GLI?
Technically?
The answer to that's no.
No.
Does, like, the internal car person inside of me hurt to think to, like, get rid of, like, my quote-unquote fun car? Because that's really what it is at this point. It's just a fun car. I mean, I've had it for a year and a half, and it has 6,000 miles on it. But I was thinking, like, oh, how fun would it be to get, like, a 5-cylinder Mark V wagon, slap a turbo kit on it, and have a fun, 325 wheel wagon, or get like a B8 all-road, which is where for either of those I would need you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Because there are a lot of clean body B8 all-roads out there with, inevitably blown engines.
yeah.
Like, you can get a clean, like, color matched flares car with a junk engine for like $3,000, $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you could buy like the IE internals, get a bigger turbo on it, and have it built, and probably for
Not a lot.
maybe $4,000 in parts.
Yeah.
And then, whatever you would charge in terms of labor and things like that, for a decent price, you'd probably have a 400 wheel horsepower wagon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be a lot of fun to have.
Yeah.
But still usable for me. I can still throw 2 car seats in the back, put whatever I want. So I'm having a slight dilemma internally. I'm like, do I want to be irrational, or do I want to kind of be rational and have a fun vehicle? If I did the all-road or the wagon, I'd probably ditch the GLI.
Yeah.
And then as my daily, just drive my company car because I can.
Yep.
Yeah. And then free up the
And then
funds, too.
free up the payment because I don't need it.
Yep.
You
But-
literally only drive it here.
Literally, I drive it once a week.
Yeah.
I drive it Friday nights here. Last week we didn't do the podcast, so like I had to go run some errands. So like I drove it out to the seacoast and drove it back.
Yeah.
Which is like sucks because it made me realize how much I like it because it's fun to drive. But then driving from Concord to Kittery and back, I got 40.2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, you can't really beat that.
And I wasn't necessarily driving it soft
Yeah.
the whole time because I don't drive it a lot. So it's like shit. This is why I love it.
You could,
But at the same time, it's like,
yeah, I get that. I mean, honestly, it's like you could probably ditch the car payment and have a pretty fucking sweet wagon.
yeah. And the thing is like, it doesn't need to be horribly reliable
No, because you have your other car.
because I have my other
it's
car.
like you
'Cause
have
if it-
you can
if it
have
goes
a
down
project
for a
car.
week.
Yeah, if it goes down for a week, it's not a big deal. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm out of car.
Right.
We still have, Shauna's car. We still have my company car. So it's like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's truly just a third car to have around. But it's just a matter of, what do I want that third car to be?
Yeah.
And do I want it to be practical, fast, and good looking? Or do I want to be a 90s drug dealer with an SL?
I mean,
I kind of want to match Al with the 90s vibe.
Me too.
I'm fucking-
90s
yeah.
vibe with like the two-tone.
I feel
the
like
two-tone paint. And,
I think practicality wise, I feel like the wagon, whether it be a Mark V or an all road like that, you really could be like, that could be like an all around driver. Whereas like the SL, you're going to be like, or
It's gonna be a weekend
190E, you're going to be like, okay, so this is definitely something like not quite like a Type 3 square back, like, because, that's a 68, but like, like I do have cars where I'm like, okay, I'm, like the RS4, I only drive that like when it's like nice out, and I'll drive it to work and stuff,
yeah.
but like, I don't know, like I guess I throw June in there too, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like a car you're like the wagon, it's a usable car.
well,
and
that's
it
the
can
thing.
be fast.
It's the part of me of being like, I'm a huge proponent of like, if you have a car, you drive it. Like, I understand like.
What if you have a car for every day of the week?
Well, but you're still driving them.
Yeah.
But it's like
I didn't find anything.
Like all these things, like all these pages on Facebook, right? So it's like underappreciated survivors or like low miles, no miles or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but like who the fuck wants an Oldsmobile Allura that has 13,000 miles on it? Like that's such a niche market. Like I'd rather
That's a Ludwig move. Like he's gonna like. Did you see the minivan?
No.
We'll talk about it after. But like,
I saw you just got an Audi 60, which is kind of a weird one.
he literally found a bread truck type, like Chrysler minivan, town and country, whatever you want to call it. No windows. It was like I glanced by like the thing and read it real quick and then moved on. But he found like this super oddball, like minivan. That,
Yeah.
like, and
Don't buy a minivan.
I'm not buying it.
No, but he always finds like the weirdest shit. Like you said,
You know, I will say though, in defense of minivans, everyone that has everyone that has kids and they're like, if you have a minivan, you'll never go back.
you don't want one because
I don't want one, but I completely understand.
Why? Because the sliding door? Or?
The sliding door, the space, like everything. Like you completely underestimate the fact that when you have kids, how much shit comes around with kids. But at the same time, I mean, I've seen a lot of pictures of like modified Siennas and Odysseys, and they look damn good.
Dude.
I mean, the Sienna's gonna go forever.
That's why it's so depressing that Volkswagen fumbled the buzz.
Yeah,
But it is a good car from what I've been told. Very few people I know that actually own them, but it would be almost the coolest minivan modern that you could buy.
Oh, I mean, if we seriously, like, literally, Shauna and I had talked about this, like, when we first saw it. If it was a 2-liter all-wheel drive,
it would have been a done deal. For a lot
there's
of people,
no reason to look anywhere else. Like, it's cool looking, the retro vibe, all the cool colors, which I think we're all in agreement that manufacturers need to bring back cool colors, because like the whole grayscale bullshit is
I mean,
absurd.
even Mini's first and second gens, they had a lot of cool colors, and then they just they'll bring in like one for like 1 year. They'll have a couple decent colors, but for the most part, like you said, grayscale, white, black, red, green, and ship it. That's it.
Well, and that's the thing, and it's like almost like green. Like, I love green cars, but like green is almost the new grayscale because everybody now is introducing a green.
Yep.
And it's like, what else beyond that? Like, that's the one thing. Like, you got to give it to Toyota. Like, when you look at like the 4Runners and stuff like that, like some of the cool color options that they have,
the orange, the
like,
blue.
Yeah, it's great. And then they usually do, like, if you get a TRD Pro, they usually do like the 1 year only color. I don't think they've done it with the newest generation, but in prior generations, they've always done like the cool color. And then if it was a really big hit, which really peeved off the TRD Pro owners,
Because they bought them specifically.
they bought them specifically for the color, but then Toyota decided to roll them out like cement.
Yes.
So, like, I remember, I think it was in 2017 when they released
like
cement.
Nagaro, right?
Yeah, basically. But when they released cement in 2017 and then they put it on the Tacomas in 2018 normally, yeah, we bought a TRD off-road Tacoma in cement.
Wait,
it's
cement?
Like, yeah, so it's almost like it looks flat gray, but when you get close.
I know what it is.
But
It's like aviator gray Audis. They had the TT, and then they also had the Nardo gray.
Yeah,
sorry, I meant Nardo.
You said Nagaro,
and I was like, was that blue?
Nagaro's blue.
Yeah, the Nagaro was blue. Yeah,
I meant Nardo.
But it still had like a metallic flake to it. It was a really cool color.
Yeah.
But like every time they've released a TRD Pro only color, and then released it like the next model year as like a mainstream color you could get, every single TRD owner threw up a massive stink, basically.
Same thing with the Rabbit. Remember the Rabbit Edition Mark 7 GTIs?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had the cornflower. Was it?
Yeah, the cornflower blue.
Cornflower blue. And then, like 2 years or a year later, they just started making GTIs that color. And
The
it was
Taos.
like, what the fuck? And then the
Taos.
Taos.
They started shoving it on everything.
And it was like, okay, cool. Like, not really special anymore.
Yeah. I think there is a TRD Pro only color. I think it's called like Aqua something that they released for this year. So I take back my previous
baby
statement.
Blue?
No. So so they have two different. There's Cavalry Blue.
Yep.
And then there's the Heritage Blue. And then they released a new one for the TRD Pros. It's like an aqua. I don't remember what the name of the color is. You got Google.
Yeah.
You got Google right in front of you. But yeah, it's like a really like weird aqua color. Which, if it sells, you know they're going to release it the next year. or next year on the 4Runners. Yeah, so it's the first one.
I don't know if
When did trucks get so ridiculous looking?
Wave. Electrifying Wave Maker Blue.
There we go, Wave Maker Blue. Yeah, so that's the aqua color that they've got on the TRD Pro Tacomas and 4Runners.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely more of a classic truck guy.
Yeah, Voodoo Blue was another color that they really. I don't think
that's
It
a
says
cool color. I like
2009.
that
Yeah,
color.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not a complete Toyota expert, even though I've owned a couple of 4Runners, but I don't think Voodoo made it beyond. Because I know Cavalry Blue. I don't remember what year Cavalry was, but I know that made it.
That one's nice.
So yeah, so that's another Pro though.
That looks ridiculous.
That's another Voodoo.
What color? What was it called?
So there's Cavalry Blue.
Are you buying one?
So that's a whole different story.
All right. We went from minivans to Toyotas. Were you talking? Oh, how did we transition? Because we were talking about the cool colors with the Buzz. Right?
Yeah, we were talking about cool colors. Yeah.
So we,
I'm like, I
somehow we
gotta
got on the
backtrack here.
TRDs.
Yeah,
No, a 4Runner's always in the back of my mind.
yeah,
Great vehicle.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
They hold
People-
their value.
They hold their value. They're awesome vehicles.
Toyotas are good. They make good.
Yeah,
shit.
between the new 4Runner and the Land Cruiser, those are two on the docket right now.
wanted
But
to,
that's a different story.
There was a Toyota Supra this morning on the highway, and I was like, that thing was pretty cool. Not like it was like a newer one.
Yeah.
The
and-
newer ones are awesome.
Yeah, and I was in Jordan's S6 because I was driving it just to like test drive some of the work I did, and he was definitely like kind of like a little racy with me, and like I didn't really try to race the guy, but I was like, that thing looks pretty nice.
What color was it?
It was like black, and I think it was just black. I couldn't. I mean, I blew his doors off, so I couldn't really see him in the rear view. No, no. I bet you if that thing's modified, what do they run for motors?
Well,
It's
it's
the
a
same-
It's a BMW. B.
You can do it. You had it.
It's one of the B.
It's a B58.
B58.
It's a 6-cylinder that they put in the M240s and the M340s and the 440s.
So it's a rear wheel drive.
Yep. So it's a Z4 platform.
Yep.
And then Toyota did their shit to the
looks
exterior
cool.
and the interior.
Cool. So
But
it is a BMW engine.
it's a BMW engine.
so weird.
And
It literally is a BMW
Yep.
Z4. Like even like the infotainment system, Toyota didn't even put their touch on it. It's like the full BMW infotainment
drive.
system and everything like that. And
so BMW has like, it's a B58, but then they got like 5, 6, 8 numbers after it.
Yeah.
That makes it Toyota's is their own version of it. That technically that motor is not in a BMW,
Yeah.
but it is a B58. So I had asked somebody about it, and I guess they have one single port where the exhaust manifold bolts onto. It's not like multiple ports.
Yeah.
Something like that, or it's
Yeah.
2 different ports. I forget what it is.
but the moral of the story is that motor's a brick
Yeah.
shit house.
Yeah.
And like with minimal mods, you can put 500 wheel
Yep.
down,
Nice.
and it's not even breaking.
full factory bolt-on turbo with intake exhaust software will do over 500.
Nice.
You know,
That's cool.
because I looked at the same turbo and it'll bolt up to that one, and that one I think with the I already forgot what software is in it. Whatever, but
On your BMW.
on the BMW
Dynan?
Dynan, I think it's floating somewhere to the low to mid 400s, and then upgrading the turbo from the website, I should get over 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the turbo is only like $1,500 with sending my core in.
Yeah.
So I was going to try to find a blown one that from like the guy I know at BMW. See
Yeah.
if I can get like a core that never went back.
I did the S6 this week, and like I haven't really done a whole lot of 4-liter twin turbo stuff. But I mean, it's typical Audi shit, you know. And I will say, dude, besides the car being like a boat with like air ride and stuff, like they ride incredible, diamond stitched leather. This is a 16 he picked up with like 30,000 off Cars and Bid. I think he paid like 30 or maybe 26.
It's a lot of car for the money.
He had
It
this.
is
He had this
insane.
when we went to that concert, right? We talked about it on the way down.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, man, like those motors, you can make insane power, and the turbos are like center mounted, so it's like
Okay. Like in the valley.
Yeah, man, like the potential on those things is incredible. RS7's the same way. S7, like, you know, the 4-liter twin turbo. There was a guy for a while, Martin Harp Attack on Instagram, that he like swapped them into B5 chassis. He had a B5 swap, and then I think he put another one in another car, and I was like, man, like that would be. I'm sure they're big money, but
Yeah, 'cause you gotta
but they're
find-
like reliable engines for the most part, you know, and like it's just insane, like with the newer engines, how capable they are, and with the tuning. Like, you don't even have to crack a motor. Like, I was going to say, if you get an all-road, dude, and you want to just buy a motor, so Volkswagen China, right? All the EA 888 motors are built, right? There's
China.
Hungary.
China.
Sorry.
I don't know. So there's they have an engine building plant in China. They have an engine building plant in Hungary, and there was like 2 or 3 others. So if you go on Alibaba,
Yeah.
you can buy an EA 888 motor, like brand new, for like, the price is probably higher now, but at one point they were like $3,000.
I have the app.
Right. Me too. Me too. So
I got DHgate, AliExpress, and Alibaba.
this guy, he put one in a Mark 7 GTI and like was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna see what it can do. And I was reading this thread, and it went on for like a few years, and he was like, yeah, it took 6 months to get the motor. I did like an IS38 hybrid with like just stock, just put the motor in, got a good tune, full exhaust, did all that. It was
How
like
much did you say?
400 horse, and he was like, I've been running it for 2.5 years and it's been fine. Like, it's really like,
What did Top Gear say when they were talking about China in one of those old episodes? Industrious little fellows.
oh my god.
How much did you say the motor was?
It depends on which one, you know, but like at one point I saw him for like $2,500.
800, 1500, full long block.
Damn.
Yeah.
1300, 1400, 23. So yeah, I mean, I guess depending on what you.
Yeah, pro tip for anybody that's building one of these motors, like if you need pistons or you need rings or anything like that, you can literally go on eBay. They will send you Volkswagen China pistons, rods, like whatever you need. So a lot of people, I guess, run like the RS3 pistons, the cast ones, instead of spending like a shit ton of money on forged internals, because the motors themselves, they don't, like, I have forged pistons in the Golf R, but honestly with an IS38 hybrid, it's almost overkill. I just did it because it was all apart.
Because it was already there too, right?
Yeah, but it's the forged pistons, it's like, honestly, like, you don't really need to go that crazy. I'm glad that it's built, and I would put a bigger turbo on it eventually, but like, it's fast enough for me.
For what you need.
The butt dyno's good, but I did email EFI Express in Somersworth or wherever out on the seacoast, because I talked to Fred at United, and he couldn't tell me if the previous owner had the car tuned by. He couldn't like run the VIN and see if he had tuned it. But I know that they were working Vargas Game Changer Turbo that's in it. They were working with United to make a tune compatible with that turbo.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's who the previous owner went through. But he was like, if you bring it to one of our dealers, which would be EFI, it was a close one. But I didn't get an email back yet. So I might have to see if Ethan... I asked him, I was like, can we just throw it on the dyno and see what it does? Because the thing feels fast. Like, definitely the fastest car I've ever owned.
Yeah.
Compared to the RS4, I mean, it's like...
It's a different power.
boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. The RS4 is like a different feeling. Like when you're on the highway, you can do 100 and it feels like you're doing 65. The Golf R, you're doing 80. You're like, I'm doing 80. You know what I mean? But it getting there, it's like that boost hits and it's just like, and it just pulls and it keeps pulling to the point where you're like, if I get in third gear right now, I'm doing 100 plus, you know? So
In Mexico.
I don't know. In Mexico only.
Speaking of car spotting, though, because you said you spotted the Supra when you were driving the S6.
Yes. Yeah.
When I got off at exit 8 today and I was coming up to the set of lights, cross Mammoth and Bridge Street.
Wellington Road.
Yeah. I'm starting to go through the light and I look to my right and I just see a nice shiny set of wheels and a familiar looking front end, and I'm like, is that what I think it is? The crispest 95, 96 Maxima I have ever seen. I mean, we all know up here in the north.
Pull one up. I think I know what they look like.
Yeah, we all know up here in the Northeast, those cars don't exist anymore because they are pure rust somewhere in a junkyard.
This one does.
Or they've been crushed somewhere. Al, 96, not 1195.
Going back to my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was the pre-facelift. It wasn't the 97 and 99.
What color
it was
was
that facelift. It wasn't burgundy. If it was burgundy, it would have been way better. But it was...
PMB?
It wasn't PMB. It was black. It was black. Black with tan interior. But...
How awful?
It was just...
How awful was the interior in those?
I couldn't see. I was just driving past it.
I don't even know if you can get those things in leather at that time.
No, you could.
Could you?
Yeah. Yeah, because they still had... Because at that time... Well, actually, even all the way through, I think...
What's that? Is that the newer gen? Yeah.
No, that was 2000 to 2003.
One of my good friends in high school, his mom had one of those. And we were like... When Fast and Furious came out, we were like... We need to put a body kit on this thing. And
dude, those things ripped.
It was the whatever 3.5.
So the 2000 and the 2001, I think, still had the VQ30 in them. So it was the 3-liter. But then 0203 when they did the facelift.
Yeah, it was pretty fast car because he had a GTI VR6, and I remember we ran it on the highway.
Yeah, they were like.
I was like, okay, this thing's pretty quick.
I think the 0203s were like 255 horse or something like that. So they moved. But yeah, but it was a 95, 96. So of that, whatever, second gen, I think it was, or third gen, it was the pre-facelift one. But it was slightly lowered set of wheels on it, clear front corners, not an ounce of rust on it.
Which is amazing.
What did the driver look like?
I couldn't really tell. I just saw that it was a woman. It looked like an older woman. And I think they were very confused by the fact that it broke my fucking neck. And I was staring at it because I have not seen one of those on the road in forever. But it was lovely. And Al, as you were saying, they did do leather because they had, up until they did the ugly bubble Maximas in like 04, 05.
Yeah.
It was like the standard, like GXE was your base, and then they had the GLE, which was like the luxury one, and then they had the SE where you could do cloth or leather or whatever. But
wasn't there one in Fast and the Furious?
Yeah, it was a 97 and 99, so it was in that generation. But the facelift.
There was a dude that kept wanting to fight Paul Walker.
Yeah, I think all of those cars were owned by one guy. I think I watched a thing on it recently, and and then the graphics they did on like all the cars were the same.
The 91s were also great cars when you got the little stickers on the window that said 4DSC. So everybody knew that you were driving the 4-door sports car.
Oh, wow. Whoops.
That's an old one.
I didn't realize that was a third gen.
Oh, so that was a third gen. Okay, so this one I saw was the fourth gen then.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, I remember I had told you that my new coworker, she came from Audi. She had like we were laughing because we were like, we're just weird, but like, why does this lady have like a perfect Ford Focus? Remember, I don't know if you guys remember that, but I was like, it's so weird. But everybody in the shop was like, why does she have like this mint Ford Focus? Turns out it was her grandmother, and she lived in Florida.
Yeah, it
has like super low mileage, and it's like still has the original tires on it.
It's always just the little perks. It's like, why does this still exist? And why is it so mint?
Yeah.
Because they should not still survive.
They all rot away.
At least up here, anyway.
Yeah.
But
so speaking of new cars, Mike, I think I sent you a little snippet in our group thing, but so we're pretty serious about getting an Arteon.
Yeah.
Kim was talking about it in our group chat.
Yeah, so
last week. Sometimes.
Yeah, because I reached out to my old coworker about the one that they had on the lot up there.
Seacoast. So this is what I found out, and I had to like kind of decipher. So basically, the early cars, the 2019 were more of like a luxury packed, almost like a Phaeton type car, where they put like, if you got an SEL Premium R line, you got pretty much everything Volkswagen had. It came with 8-speed auto, 268 horsepower, 2OT. They were really good cars, and then they came out with a 2020 and a 2021, which after COVID, they were still like an SEL Premium R-Line still had most of the features, but they started to water them down a little bit over the years. And then in 2022, they went for a more like sporty, like modern. So they went with the Golf R drivetrain. So it has,
so you got the 7-speed DSG.
you got the 7-speed DSG, and it had the Golf R, the new style turbo with the Golf R motor, and it was 300 horsepower. So I scoured the entire country just to see what was out there. So one night I was just like, let me see like if I could find the perfect car, which is, I didn't really want a white one. Well, so it's Kim's car, but I was like, she said she wouldn't mind a white one, but there's a few colors that are like unique. There's the Moonstone Gray, which is like the flat, kind of like a flat gray gloss. There's the Lapis Blue, which is the same as the Golf R, which I don't know if they made them in a 22 or newer. Maybe, but they're very few.
There was a cutoff where they did that weird Kingfisher blue.
Kingfisher's another one of the cool colors, and then there's the that reddish.
Did they do it in King's Red?
It might be King's Red. It's like a maroonish type color. It's pretty badass. Yeah, so I don't... Did they do a 22?
I think in a 22 they did.
So I couldn't find a Lapis Blue with the Golf R drivetrain.
They probably didn't make a shit ton of them.
No,
so that's the other problem.
So she could get a Lapis Blue 21, but then it comes with the 8-speed, which isn't a bad transmission. It's just, it's more of like a luxury car as opposed to like a zippy, like fast, like, you know, which I think, I mean, honestly, she hasn't driven either. But I was just thinking, like, longevity-wise, the 7-speed DSG is bulletproof.
Yeah, I never drove, because obviously I was gone from the dealership at that point.
Yeah.
I've never driven a 7-speed one.
Yeah.
But I've driven plenty of the 8-speed ones, and I mean, they were perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
My coworker loves his, and he's like, it's great. But so I found one down in Florida. And what I also found is that the after 21, there was way less SEL premium R lines.
Yeah, because it was still during COVID with the microchip shortage, so they were cutting options out of the cars.
Yes, so you could get a 21 SEL premium R line very easily, but 22, what did you get?
Yeah, so 2023 was Kingfisher.
So was there a Lapis Blue in 22?
So these are all the colors. So there was not a Lapis Blue, but there's a Kingfisher.
In the King's Red.
Kingfisher's
King's
awesome,
Red.
and the King's Red, yeah.
And
then
then
the Moonstone, is it Moonstone Gray?
Moonstone, yep.
Yep.
All right, so moral of the story here is we found...
So 22, they did have a Lapis Blue, the King's Red. So it looked like they replaced...
I wonder what the numbers are on that.
Yeah.
Because that would be my ideal color, and Kim was like, well...
So 2021, you're out, right? 22 was the...
I would prefer to get a 22 or newer.
So it looks like they did it for the Lapis in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking, if you want Lapis, you want it for 22, and if you want blue, you got to get Kingfisher.
Yeah. Or you could get a 2019 when they made that hideous curcuma yellow color.
That was a cool color. It was. Did they use that on the Atlas too?
The Atlas, the Atlas when it was released in 2018, you could get the curcuma yellow.
Yeah.
And then, which I only remember that because they couldn't sell them, and every VW rep that we had
puke yellow
was shoved in SEL premium curcuma yellow Atlas to use.
So we did find one in Florida.
It was Moonstone, right?
Moonstone. It's a 23 with 30K on it. I talked to the sales guy. It was traded in at a Nissan dealer down there, and I think we're like kind of serious about it. Like we might actually. I called like the shipping guy, and he can actually ship it to us in Georgia next week. So I'm like, he was supposed to send me a walk around video tonight, but I checked the Carfax. It was a one owner car. No accidents. They've done 4 oil changes in 30,000 like they did, the 10, 20, and 30,000, and then Nissan just did one. So I'm thinking about it. And the other thing that we found, which was interesting about the features in the 22s and 23s, is they, on the SEL R lines, right, hard to find the premiums. So I think in the whole country, I could find like maybe 5 SEL premiums that were 22 or newer in a color that wasn't white. And the other thing was they went to a 2-tone leather, white centers. And I was like, that's terrible if you own dogs.
I had it when I got the Jetta R-Line. And I should have been changing my clothes, but I get in my car after work. And after 3 years, I mean, Recon cleaned it out. It looked perfect, but like you could see
dirty.
that my side was blatantly dirty, just with dust and whatever. You know what I mean? Like I obviously wouldn't get in it if I was completely destroyed, but
yeah.
But I gave it to Recon, paid them like $100, and they douched it, and then I put a plastic bag over it for the next month until I gave it to Laney.
So this one has full black leather.
Yep.
And it's heated, cooled seats. I think it has the rear climate, which honestly, I mean, it is a nice big, it's almost Phaeton sized. Like I would say it's about the same size.
Probably.
I mean, they're 20 years apart. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that it's the same size.
And it has like the same features, which is hilarious because it's like 04 but basically it almost seems like a flagship vehicle for Volkswagen, essentially.
Well, we were talking about it at work. They did away with the Passat. They did away with basically everything but a Jetta and a Golf, and the Arteon was like the last.
Well, the Arteon suffered the same problem that the CC did. There was no marketing around it.
Yeah.
So like half the time you would have people come into the dealership and they'd see them and they'd be like,
the hell is
what
that?
the hell is that?
Yeah.
And unless you knew,
right,
you weren't necessarily buying one. I mean, we never had a ton on the lot at once. And if we did get a ton on the lot, we were typically shoved just like the base sport models, where basically we would hit the point where it's like you'd have to blow them out. The only time they would sell, they
were expensive to begin with, right?
Not really. So like if I go back, my 13 R-Line manual, I think the sticker on it was like 34.
Wait,
but at the time,
the CC?
Yeah.
Oh, that was an R-Line manual?
The one that I had?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was an R. Yeah, it was
I
an
saw
R-Line
one of those for sale the other day. I was like, oh man, R-Line manual was pretty sick.
Yeah, and it was an R-Line manual in Island Gray.
Yeah. What was the price on that one?
It was like 34 on the sticker or something like that. And then I think the sports were like 30, because the sports only in the later ones, I want to say 23 and later.
But that was 6 years.
Sorry, not 23.
Prior 13 to the Arteon,
and 14.
Yeah.
With inflation and everything.
But the Arteon suffered the same fate that the CC did, because again, there was no marketing around it. Mm-hmm. The only time they would put programs on it was because they weren't selling. But then even at that, it's like at the end of the run of the Arteon, you'd look at the SEL and the SEL premiums, they were 47, 49. I think some of the SEL premiums were over 50.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, I think we've talked about this before, but it's like, if you know what you're buying, you're going to buy it. But outside of that, you start bad shopping. If you can get an A4 for 44 grand, 45 grand,
yeah, what
are most people going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to bad shop.
It's
and
so
you're going to
funny.
get the Audi over the Arteon.
Do you guys love what do they call it when you have like a higher model car and you almost like kind of like your
down
your Lexus
down
badging.
Oh yeah.
I saw a newer Porsche Taycan. I don't know. It was like a big sedan. Maybe it was a Panamera, and it had a Volkswagen Phaeton badge on it. And I was like,
that's weird.
That's weird. Fucking weird, but also kind of funny, because like it's just like if you're up badging your car, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I like the down badge. Unless you do a swap that's like, I guess I'm a culprit because I did the Porsche 3.6 manifold, all that. People are like, oh, it's a Porsche engine. I'm like, well, it's technically like a Volkswagen engine. Let's be honest. It's a 3.6 FSI. But I do like the down badge. Like if you get a Bentley and you just throw a Phaeton badge on it,
that'd be hilarious. But if you had a Phaeton and put a Bentley badge on it, you're an asshole. Yeah. No, I get that,
man. I was talking to somebody. I think it must have been. Maybe it might have been Timmy or might have been Tim Connors. But I was talking about the Bentley, like an 04 Bentley. I'm like, I don't even think like. Actually, I sent it to you, and you were like, "I really like those interiors."
Oh,
I do.
I thought the seats looked kind of cheap. The diamond stitching is like so large, it almost looks like it's like aftermarket.
Well, the problem is when you start looking at those early Continental GTs. I mean, to find one that's had like one or two owners, or even the original owner at this point, it's few and far. But they're all clapped.
Yeah,
because they've all had 10, 11 owners. Maybe the first 2 or 3 took care of it.
Right.
And then outside of that, it's just changed hands, change hands, change hands. I mean, it's actually funny because, like, just like watching YouTube, it seems like there's been a trend lately with a bunch of the channels that I watch. They all buy old Continentals. And it's just like, can I buy the cheapest, rattiest one? And one that I just watched, they literally just got one for whatever the
didn't even hide it.
Whatever the math works out to for 4,500 British pounds. So I don't know, probably $6,500, seven grand or something US or whatever it is. But bought one. Complete utter shitbox. But they're like, how cheap can we keep this rolling and go on a long road trip with it?
They're pretty cool. I mean, the 04, like 06 Bentley, the 2 doors. I don't like the 4 doors, the 2 doors. But I was asking Kevin, I'm like, legitimately, do you want a W12 twin turbo Bentley? Because we can buy that instead of an Arteon.
Yeah,
and I will maintain it for you because I love you.
Everything's engine out.
It is.
You can't do any outside of like.
Greg was saying that at Dust Off. He was saying like basically he gets the A8s with the W12s, and he's like, it sucks because it's a simple problem, like vacuum hoses or something, and it's like you gotta drop the fucking engine.
That's tough.
It's like
it's a lot of labor.
It's like the V10 Torx too.
Yep.
Everything's engine out.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot to it, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, so it's one of the things you either spend the money to get one that's been sorted that just had the engine out and just had everything done, or you buy a cheaper one and then you're into it for probably 10 grand in parts minimum, dropping the engine, doing all that stuff, and then just hope and pray that nothing else goes wrong after you put the engine back in it.
Dude, you know what's a weird market? The S6 with the V10. That car could, like, you can find a clean one for like 15 grand that's been like fully serviced at Audi, because the cheap ones are like clapped. They're like 6 to 8, maybe 10 grand. But it's a pretty cool car. It's a V.
Well, aren't those V10s fairly reliable too?
5.2. I don't know.
I didn't even know.
There's not a lot of.
They didn't put the 5.2s in the because didn't they have the revision? They had a 5-liter, and then the later ones were 5.2s.
I think it was a 5.2. S6 5.2. It's like a C6, I want to say. I see them for sale all the time, and I'm so tempted.
S6?
S6.
Yeah,
V10.
C6, S6.
Yeah, we don't know shit about cars.
I just can't remember. I can't remember if they were all the 5.2s or if they had
5.2 FSI. There's a funny video. This kid's like, it's a Lambo engine. And his girlfriend's like, it's a fucking Audi. But no, it's similar.
Yeah, you can argue with the 5-cylinders too.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Dude, there's one on Marketplace right now for $6 grand. Like, if you're stupid.
Probably needs turbos.
It doesn't have turbos.
Nothing?
Yeah.
It's like 500 horsepower V10. You probably get 4 miles per gallon.
Oh, easily.
You could swap that into something, though.
I mean,
I was thinking, like, so there was a kid that has an RS4 B7, a red one, and he did the V10 swap.
Yeah.
Because the B7 RS4 engines are so astronomical, but you can get a C6, S6 V10 motor.
Am I stupid, though? Did they make a 5-liter?
I don't think they did. Maybe in the R8?
Because that's what I'm thinking of the R8s.
Yeah, you might be.
Oh, they made a wagon, too, but not in this country, of course
not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a ridiculous buy. But imagine, there are people out there that are just buying these cars. Like, and they're just like, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then as soon as something breaks, it's like you lose 10 grand.
Yeah.
Or you get it fixed and you just bury money into it. You know?
Yeah, at that point, you're either keeping it or just trying to get out of it after it's fixed.
Yeah. It would be interesting, though, if you had like 100 grand and you were like, I'm just going to see how long I can make this money last. just buying old supercar, not supercars,
Yeah,
but old, crazy, luxurious cars. Like, if you were super smart about the purchases, could you drive these cars for cheap? You know what I mean?
The 5-liter was a twin turbo V10.
Okay.
Which was the Q7 or something.
So, the Googles tell me
Google.
that it was in the C6 RS6.
Right, which we did not.
Which we did not get.
Yeah, which would have been a wagon,
So,
right? Probably.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Everything I'm seeing.
Twin turbo
Everything I'm seeing is a wagon.
5-liter
V10.
V10.
That would have been really neat.
Definitely.
So I'm
engine out.
not completely done.
Definitely
Done,
engine
but-
Definitely engine out.
Yeah, the W12 is like a boat anchor, but they are fairly reliable. Like, it's basically 2 VRs ish, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the timing drive and everything, it's basically a combination of, like, it just looks like 2 VRs. Like, if you've ever done a timing chain on a VR.
Yeah. You're just doing it twice.
Yeah, it's simple. Like, if you look at the back of a 4.2, the timing chain setup, it's like, what the fuck?
Seen somebody do one of those at H2O.
Oh, no, that was a belt drive.
Was it?
Yeah,
oh,
that was a
but it was
belt
still, it was the V8, right?
It was a 4.2 V8. Yeah, those are really reliable. That's the same motor that they put in the Phaeton.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know what the hell we're talking about
I don't
right
know.
now.
We
just
started talking about
spiraled, dude.
Ardeons
We just
and
spiraled. We're
Yeah.
sorry to our listeners.
Now we're into S6s
Yeah.
and
This is what happens when we don't have a guest.
Yeah, we just
the catacombs of shit boxes.
yeah.
We're like, what could we own that won't break the bank? But do you think, like, if you had $100,000, if you were really smart about purchases, that you could buy like these, these cars like this?
Like, how many cars? Are you thinking like 5 cars?
No,
roughly?
you just buy one
car
at a time and see how long you could make it. Could you? I wonder, $100,000 over your whole lifetime. Could you do it and just buy?
No, not buying these.
No, probably not.
You might be able to do one a year. 5 years max. You could probably run through 100K.
Dude, you know how expensive it would be if you brought that C6
Nobody would even know how to work on
a
it.
dealership and we're like, yeah, I just want it.
Yeah, they wouldn't even work on it. They would just condemn it.
They would just be like, dude, you don't want to invest.
You'd get somebody like Greg and be like, just write it to the moon.
No,
and hope you never come back.
Yeah.
And then when you buy it, he's swearing up a storm.
So
it's like, fuck.
It's funny you say that because I was literally in the depths of YouTube again, but I was watching something where one of the pages that I watch, he ended up buying a newer, it was like a 2020 or 2021 S8 from auction. $9,500. It had like 86,000 miles on it.
Doesn't sound bad.
Supposedly needed an engine. Come to find out, friends that he's with that owns a Euro repair shop, the guy was like, oh yeah, 100% this went into Audi. They saw that it was tuned. And they were just like, yeah, we're not doing this. It needs an engine. And because it was like the mild hybrid setup, it basically needed like a generator or some part in the front of the engine. And then like spark plugs and coils. Thing ran and drove completely fine after. Wow. Ripped. So it was basically for like, whatever, 12 grand, 13 grand, whatever he ended up being into it for parts and stuff like that. Literally had an 86,000 mile, 90,000 mile, 2021 S8.
Yeah.
Good to go. But yeah, no, 100%. I mean, if you were maintaining these at a dealership, it would be pretty much.
Well, even an independent shop, because their rates are pretty high.
Yeah,
too.
they're starting to come up to dealership level.
Most
they know they can.
Are or more like local shops that I look at. I'm like, oh shit, their labor rate's the same or higher, because they're like, okay, well, we're doing Audis or more exotic type stuff, and that's the thing. Like, even if you're just doing spark plugs or like a DSG service on that compared to like a Volkswagen Arteon or a Golf R or a GTI, it's gonna be more expensive because it takes more time. It's more complicated. Every repair is more complicated. So that's why I'm like, when you think about the cars you are dedicated to, right? Like, most people, like, I don't want Kim to own a car that's super complicated. Like, I'm like, I know she could get like an S6 like Jordan's.
Yeah.
But I'm like, she doesn't need it, and the Arteon is super reliable. You know what I mean? So it's like, where do you draw the line?
And I might say it looks better.
The Arteon?
Yeah.
I think they're dope.
I think it's one of the best looking cars on the road. Personally,
I like it.
They're sick. They're sick. I'm like hopeful. This guy did not send me the walk around video, so I'm kind of like, Luco, where you at, bro? I talked to him on the phone today. What's with that, Mike?
Fucking sales guys.
Apparently, doesn't want
Right?
to sell a car.
Well,
Well,
he's like, fuck
hopefully-
this guy.
Or someone walked in and bought it.
I hope not. He would have texted me at least.
Not necessarily.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, so it's $1,000 to ship to Georgia next week. I talked to the shipping guy that I've dealt with. So my shipping guy, he closed his business, but his best friend still has a shipping business. So right now the prices went way up. So to ship a car from Florida to New Hampshire, it's like $2,000. It used to be around $1,200. Now, so 11-hour drive from Florida to Georgia, it's $1,000. So it's like, I'm like, I don't want to drive 11 hours to go get it while I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm like, have it shipped. And we're going to be at a car show thing. So I'm like, how cool would that be if we took
Yeah.
delivery? I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to get H&R Springs delivered the same time. Euro tuning, set us up, you know? No, I won't do that. Because I don't want to do that in like the parking lot. You know, fuck that.
Come on.
I know. Maybe if I was like 21, there's gonna be a 20. My coworker will be there. I bet you he'd do them.
Who's going?
My friend Tyler. He's bringing his A7 down.
Okay.
He just stuffed S4 springs in it, and it actually sits perfect. He had to use like Passat, like rubber stops for like the springs to like get it to sit right, but he's like, it rides mint. I'm like,
That's like
awesome.
everybody using the TT bump stops in the back of their lowering springs to like even out the back. And
Whatever works, right?
The Audi 90 upper strut mounts on the Mark IVs.
I still have a pair of those brand new in box.
I have a pair somewhere, but I haven't had the Mark IV since 2012. I just never used them. They're literally probably in like a Hannaford bag somewhere in the basement.
Paul's been driving his Mark IV to work.
Yeah, he drove it on dust
Thing's
off.
crazy.
Said doing great.
It looks crazy when it's like lowered to the ground. He's got 17-inch OZ Futuros on it, and like this morning it was parked. It was the only car back there, and it was just like aired to the ground. And I parked the S6 next to it, which has it factory air, but it looks like an SUV next to that car, and it's so much bigger. It's so funny to see those two cars next to each other. It looks like a toy car. It's just slammed to the ground, but he's like, yeah, this thing kind of sucks to drive. He told me that it's like he overbuilt it, so he did like tubular control arms, like all like I don't know who makes them. Who was that? It was a company that was doing all.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
But he did that, and I think he did like a full subframe too.
Yep.
Like
It was everything,
all
whole front
like
end.
tube front end, and then I forget. Was it IF? Was it? I forget who makes them.
I don't remember because it was probably the same company that did them
IDF
for the
or
Mark
something
Vs
like
too.
that. Yeah, I don't know if it might be that one right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
no,
Parts
maybe
Geek.
not.
What? Oh shit! But he says it's like way too stiff. Even in the rear, he used like
It's probably the mounts that are in it.
well that too. I'm like, dude, you got like solid mounts and stuff, and so he was telling me today. He's like, I think next year I'm gonna try to like scale back on some of the stuff I did, so it's like more fun to drive. You know what I mean? Sometimes people do that shit. I'm definitely guilty of that as well. It's nice when you find the balance between like the go fast and like the comfort, but
Yeah, I don't know. I remember. I think you're right. I think it's like 3 initials. I forgot
I
what
think
it
it's
was.
like IDF or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Paul's car's cool. We should have him on at some point. He
We
can
could.
talk shit.
Yeah. Talk
Spit.
shit about Volkswagen.
I think we got some questions on the grams from what Dan posted earlier today.
What? Oh yeah.
So I had it pulled up and then
Fucking A out.
yeah. Where the fuck did you go? Fucking weird.
Grandpa can't
I'm
figure out his
sorry.
phone over here.
It's not showing up. All right, I'll just have to go in through the other way. All right. Avant Realtor. Finding cool wheels in horrible bolt patterns. Which is true. How many times are you going through Marketplace
Oh yeah.
and you find them and then they're like 5x114, you need 5x100 or 5x20 BMW bolt pattern.
When I was looking for the Rabbit, it's just like you can find, or it's the offset. That's what kills it. Like you find the perfect wheel setup, right? But it's slightly wrong offset, or it won't work with an adapter. Like once you figure out what you're looking for, it's like, okay, cool. Like I can run an adapter that's this thin and it'll work. The Rabbit was really difficult to find wheels for because I was like, all right, well, you can't run more than like an 8-inch wheel on the front of it.
Yep.
So it's like, I mean, some people might,
yeah,
but like without going crazy, you know what I mean?
Because when you start getting into the 15 to 18 mil adapters, it's a little sketchy.
Well, I think 15 mil adapters is acceptable as long as they're quality, press-in studs.
I'd rather have something around the 20 to 25, but
20. I mean, you're talking 5 millimeters between 20 and 15.
It's the difference between like what type of lug you're putting in to hold it on. Like you got those Allen ones, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's so thin that you have to use a specific
shorter bolt. Yeah. No, I agree, but I do definitely. When I was looking on, I started with Marketplace and I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna find some cool 16s or 15s, and then I realized that 4x100 is ridiculously competitive to find wheels, because not only are you going after like the Rabbits and the early the Volkswagen Hondas,
yep.
And then what is 4x114? Because that's what I ended up getting
Mazda,
in the right offset.
It's some of the Mazda stuff like RX-7s.
Nissan?
Yeah, no, and the Nissans, all the S13s, 14s. I don't know what's 4x114, but yeah, some of the old RX-7s are. My RSs are 4x114. I had them dual drilled to 4x100. So I got those from Japan. I got them from Kruber, which is...
Yep, I know Kruber.
Yeah.
The shipping is ridiculous right now.
It wasn't when I bought it, but it is right now. I think I paid $400 for shipping. I paid $700 for the wheels.
I found I found a nice set of BBSs for the Golf R and Kruber, and they were like $900, and I was like, let's go. Yep. And then it was like another $1,200 to ship them. I was like,
so some of the stuff, it's based on the price too.
Yeah.
So you can find the same exact wheels for $700, and the pricing will be this. But if you find the same wheels that might be in better shape for $1,400, the shipping's twice as much. I don't know what calculates. It's probably insurance on the wheels, but the price on the wheels ends up making up for the shipping.
My only bolt pattern hell was the Saabs, because they were 5x108, 5x110.
110.
What's Volvo? Is that the same? Or?
Volvo, there are some that are 5x108.
Right.
Okay. Yep. That's what I was thinking.
So that was the thing. So like the Saab, you were in the weird zone because you could get VW Audi wheels and run wobble bolts.
Yes.
You could do this.
Sketch.
I've done
I know,
wobble
I know,
bolts.
I know,
They weren't awful. But
Weren't some of the old Fords?
yeah. So the I think the newer Focuses, like the Focus that Holso had.
Yep.
So like the early 2010 Focuses, when they did that the bubbly redesign, I think those were 5x108 as well, because I know that there was a lot of cross compatibility with like some Volvo people and stuff like that. But trying to find wheels for Saabs that were 5x110, it was hell, because you were pretty much just stuck in the GM shit.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you could get Cobalt SS wheels and stuff like that, which is infuriating. But I mean, a lot of people just ended up running. A lot of people actually on some later ones ended up running Alfa wheels. Yeah, like Alfa Romeo wheels.
That's in there.
But for me, it was really like you got to kind of hunt around and see what you could find that wasn't an OEM GM wheel.
Yep.
So obviously, it's like Volkswagen stuff, right? Like you would find Saab wheels from different eras that you would run. But also, they luckily had some of like the factory BBSs, like the RK2s and stuff like that, which were factory wheels that you could find fairly easily. I've had a couple sets of those, but yeah, the 5x110 wheel wasn't fun. I hope Dan's finding some hood ass videos to show.
I was actually just peeping that kid that asked the question about, because I knew he had some cool. His name's Dalton. Hello, Dalton. We were just looking at your cars.
Roadhouse.
I was wondering what he was looking for wheels, like 5x112. So a lot of people don't know you can run 5x114 wheels if you run 12x1.5 studs.
Oh, okay.
You do a stud conversion. So if you have an Audi or something and you're looking for, you keep finding 5x114 wheels because arguably you find a lot of 5x.
I mean, that's what a lot of us did on our Mark 5, 6s.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do the wobble bolts, but you could also do a stud conversion from 14.
You end up using wobble nuts, right?
No, you use 5x1.4. So your standard stud or bolt would be a 14x1.5, right? Your standard lug bolt. So you go to a 12x1.5.
So it just gives you that extra little bit of
wiggle room.
wiggle
It just gives you a little
room.
bit of wiggle room as a stud, and then it's a smaller stud, but then you're going to use nuts anyways, and it just works out.
I still think back in the day, now at this point, just because I know I'm carrying like kids in my car, like I'm not super hyped on just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink a bunch of beers and rip the suspension out of my car in my driveway and stuff like that. Where
that was my mentality.
That's what I used to do all the time.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember when I got my Impulse from my Mark 6 GLI.
The thing looked awesome.
I love those.
I spent a decent amount of money on them. I got them from VR Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I ended up splitting them. I had the fronts the faces powder coated, stripped the lips down, polished them, cleaned up all the bolts and everything like that. And after they were reassembled, I'm sitting in Sawyer's driveway, probably after having a copious amount of beer, and sitting there with a countersink fucking drill bit and just drilling out the lug holes of these wheels that I now have $2,000 into, just drilling them out and then slapping them on the car in his driveway. And I'm like, fuck, these are sweet. But I mean, I ran the wobbles for better part of a year.
Did you have that? You actually have to drill the faces a little?
Yeah, so you had to widen the lug holes a little bit to allow the bolts to,
because they were 12 mil. They were 12 mil Japanese, and you went up to 14 for Volkswagen. So you had to punch out the hole so you could use the wobble
you could have
bolts.
done a stud conversion.
He could have.
But I didn't even know if they had.
I didn't know that was a thing at the time.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a thing at the time, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. But I just remember, like,
I did it to a set of wheels.
Yeah.
Not a care in the world. I was just like, yep, fuck it.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Just doing it. And I mean, obviously it worked out, and then I ended up selling them to another Volkswagen kid on Long Island after, so it all worked out. And took them with the wobble bolts and everything like that. And I don't know where those wheels ended up. I had tabs on them for a little while.
I want to find out where my OZTs went. My copper wheels. Richie took down the lips.
Yep.
So the faces and the bolts were still done, but the lips weren't. But I don't know where they went.
Oh, they polished them?
Yeah, he because they were brushed. I think he just took down, because I think one of the lips got fucked up. So he ended up taking it down and just rebrushed them, but not copper.
Yeah.
So he'll probably message me after and be like, oh yeah, I know where they are, but
Yeah, the only downfall with the wobbles is you couldn't run spacers.
Yeah.
So that was like the only thing. Like, I love those Impulse, and if I remember correctly, they were 18x8, 18x9 with a 32 offset. So they fit perfect in the rear. Perfect. But the fronts were a little bit too sunken in for my liking, and I would have loved to have thrown like a 5 mil spacer or 7.5 mil spacer on the front, but it wasn't gonna happen. But I miss those wheels.
those were one of my.
I mean, I can't
wheels.
bitch because I made a ton of money off of them. I think I was like $2,000 into the wheels, and I sold them for like $4,800 or something like that. So
that's the thing about like wheels that have higher offsets. Like, people are like, oh, I don't want to run adapters, but it's like you can dial your fitment so much. And if you get the right adapters that are hub centric and wheel centric,
Yep.
which was really nice. 42 Draft Design, they closed.
they did.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of 42 draft stuff throughout the years.
They
Their
had the best
downpipes were
adapter.
fantastic.
Dude, their adapters, you could buy different rings. So like, if you wanted a 15 mil, you knew it was safe because the way that they built them. But they had a ring, so you could change the ring on the inside to fit the hub, and then you could change I think, or maybe they were hub centric, but then you could change the outer ring. So if you were running different wheels with different, because Mercedes has like a 76 mil hub
Which is
bore
massive,
or
yeah.
something like that, and then
No, it was 66.6.
Okay, so that's Audi too.
66.6 for the Merc wheel, or well, I can't say for all Merc wheels,
Somebody,
but every
maybe it's
Merc.
Porsche that has such a huge.
I don't know.
Yes, because I had a set of phone dials.
Yeah,
And I was surprised at how big the hub was.
but that's the key. You have to have a stud conversion like that. Like people that run like 25 mil spacers with just bolts through it, like you're gonna get. Some people say you won't. Oh no, you won't get a vibration. The best way to do it, and H&R sells like their track spacers, which are basically like it's an adapter. It bolts on with the bolts, and then you have studs. They only make them in certain thicknesses because the bolts still have to, unless some of them come with special bolts. But yeah, I mean, I like the higher offset stuff. That's what I ended up doing. I found a set of BBS RS2s, which I dropped off with my powder coater guy. I messaged him like a month ago. I was like, any progress on that? But he like builds shit.
What are
like
RS2s?
They're 16 by, I want to say like maybe 7.5 or 8. I forget. I saw them and then I dropped them off. I took them apart for the Rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got RS2s for that.
I never heard about that.
I was just going to do brushed lips and then like a flat silver center with like just regular, I forget what I got, stainless hardware. And yeah, because that Rabbit was just like, hey, I'll just have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Not break the bank. I think
the diesel one?
Yeah, remember I bought it at your house? I called the guy in Ohio. I was like, I'm buying this. And he was like, okay, are you serious? He's like, I got 5 other people interested. I'm like, $3,800 for a Rabbit diesel? I was like, yeah, that seems like a lot, but it's not in this market.
Not really, no.
And then it was a rust-free car. It just had like patina. So I'm excited about that car. I did have to pull the transmission immediately when I got it, though, because the rear main seal was pissing oil. But I did drive it. Al didn't want to drive it to Jersey because of the brake booster issue.
We talked about that.
But me and him did get a brake booster this year, so we're going to put that in. Maybe I'll drive that to Roots if we go.
Yeah. I definitely want to go back, so
yeah.
I just need to figure it out.
There's a bunch of shows coming up. I know Mike doesn't go to any.
No.
There's one in Deerfield, though, in July. So you have to go now.
You could coax me 5 minutes from my digs.
Yeah.
To go.
Exactly.
Depends on when it is in
You
July.
could ride a skateboard down the hill and you would be there.
It's like I think it's like the third weekend.
It's July 26th,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I'm gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we're bringing the boys to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
It's the 25th.
Yeah,
Saturday, July 25th.
No, I think we're leaving that Friday. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look. I don't remember.
That's my favorite show of the year.
I might actually go to it this year.
You didn't go last year. You just
gone
came to
any
my
year.
house.
Yeah, I
after.
just showed up after. Yeah. I forget. I always had an excuse why I couldn't go.
You came to the barbecue. You just didn't go to the show.
Yeah.
Right.
But the show is sick because it's all old shit.
Yeah.
But you guys don't like air-cooled stuff.
It's not that.
You need a ride in the thing. I had a ride in the thing today with Andy. Oh my god, dude! It was like riding a motorcycle. There's no windshield.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, dude, you could just drive me around all night in this thing. I would fucking love it. It was just so therapeutic to just get out of work and just be like, let's go take this. What year is this? 73, I think.
I don't remember. Yeah.
It's just cool. It was cool. Took a little bit to start it up because it had been sitting all winter. But no parasitic draw on the battery because there's nothing to it. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
No electrics, really. I mean, it's cool. But anyways.
All right. G60 Tim, if you had to choose an American car to have in your fleet, what would it be? Let's say pre-2010s.
Oh, got this. Hands down. Well, I'm between two. But
so American car.
Is he? You think he's talking like newer stuff or like muscle car stuff?
So pre 2010. So you can pick anything.
Any American car pre 2010.
Oh, I've got two. I don't even have to think.
I mean, I'd like to say a Grand National.
Those are sick.
I mean, yeah, those are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I saw one on the highway the other day. It's nasty. Yeah, they look so gangster. This one was lowered too, and it had nice wheels on it, like just a cool period correct, like kind of like a polished lip with black centers.
Yep.
And I was like, that thing's awesome. The tires on the back of it were so wide, it was crazy.
So I lie. I've got three.
But I might go square body truck.
Definitely,
like an 80s.
Definitely a truck, like a C10.
Yeah.
Or
probably go
GMC
80s
or something.
80s, maybe 70s. I'd probably get a truck. I've always wanted one. I still kind of do, but
Pull up an F100. Have you ever seen one of
yes,
those?
Yeah.
Those are sick, dude. So, the flare, like what do they call them? Like the step sides or whatever? Yeah, those things are nice.
Laura loves the step side.
Yeah, the step side trucks are like, dude, I mean, that's got to be on the bucket
Yeah, that would
list.
be like if I could ever convince Shauna to let me spend a boatload of money on a car that we're barely going to use.
Like, that's
would be
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it would-
modified, obviously, but that's cool as hell. Looks like a cartoon vehicle.
Oh yeah, yeah. You never see those unless you're going cruising downtown.
So what else you got?
That's it for me.
Oh,
I mean, like I said, a Grand National, or I'd probably prefer a truck.
Yep. What about you, Mike?
mine
You got
would be
three?
either G8,
V8. Yep.
What do they call them in Australia?
Holden,
Holden. Yep.
Holden Monaro. I might be wrong with
Holden.
that, but it's a Holden. That's like the thing. It's like
There's a Pontiac GTO.
it's the most So like GTO G8, 'cause G8 was the 4-door. So like GTO G8, whatever. F body Camaro. For some odd reason,
Yeah.
I've got a weird obsession with F bodies.
Which one's that?
So that's like mid 90s all the way up to
Like the
2001, 2000. No.
Oh no. After that.
Yeah, after that. So like,
F-body.
It's like.
Get him on it. Get on it.
get on the Googles.
I gotta know what this is. F-body. I still don't know Civics, dude. I don't know. You guys always talk about Civic hatches. I'm like, I have no fucking idea which one it is.
Dude, the catfish.
those are awesome.
Yeah.
The catfish.
Those are awesome.
Well, so the catfish and then the pre catfish ones are still the F bodies, but
right.
These things were really fast. They were fast street cars too. Like, yeah.
Love F bodies, and then I mean, Cyclone, Typhoons,
Yep.
huge fan.
What about the Pontiac GTP? Right?
GTP,
the
like
supercharged?
the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Oh come on! I mean, Do you know
what I'm talking about?
my personal opinion, the most garbage sounding engine in the entire world. Every single one of those sound like fucking dog dick. there is no good sounding 3800 out there. And if someone can prove me wrong, please DM the shit out of the page and tell me, because I have never heard one that sounds good. But you can buy a Regal GS or a Bonneville or a Grand Prix or whatever for a Park Ave.
Yep.
For nothing with the 3800 and spend just some short money on a smaller pulley, a tune, and whatever. And you'd have like a solid like 300 wheel supercharged V6 and probably some of the worst cars ever created. But
Wasn't there there was a Mark II that the guy swapped a Cadillac Northstar?
Yeah.
V8 in?
Yeah. It was the
Front, was it? Are those front? Those are
all the
front-wheel drive,
LS,
dude.
LS4?
no, so you're thinking
No.
of the Camaro, like sorry, not the Camaros, the newer Impala SSs. They were like the LS. Maybe they were the LS4s.
No, the Mark II was a.
No, it wasn't. It
V8.
wasn't a 4-cylinder. It was a front drive.
I thought it was a 4.
No, it was a front drive LS
Yeah,
that they did in like the Impalas.
yeah, it was.
I don't know what else they put it in.
Northstar V8 was in the Cadillacs. It
Yeah, the North Stars were in the Cadillacs.
was a weird setup.
I think it might be the LS4. Just search front drive LS.
I did.
Oh, LS front drive. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Front drive LS. Things people aren't
Search
interested in.
was it maybe like
Interested in.
09 Impala SS?
All right. So.
All right, table that. You keep looking.
Yeah.
We're
But
not gonna
Dan, what's
talk about.
you're gonna go muscle car?
Well, so I would say newer. I would say the F body Camaro. I really always liked those cars, and like I've talked about it before, I was always highly into those cars.
LS4.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was an LS4. All right.
I liked the Fox body Mustangs in high school a lot. I really always wanted one. My parents didn't want me to have one. I thought they were really cool. My friends had a bunch. I wouldn't say a Fox body is like high on the list of cars to own for me. But I did think they were really neat, and they can look really sick.
Yes.
The F-body Camaro, though, I thought was a really, really cool looking car that was modern, and at the time, with like a supercharger or forced induction, those were probably the fastest cars that I knew of that were on the streets locally in this area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because most of them were going drag. Like, if you're talking drag strip, you know, you could build those cars on a relatively decent budget and make them extremely fast. And I thought that was cool, so I always wanted one. But I also used to get like Muscle Mustangs and Fast Fords magazine and like Chevy High Performance magazine. So like that was what I was into. But I would say like for an older, I love the trucks. Like a C10, I think C10s are really sick. I like some of the weird oddball trucks that like, you know, like I do like some of the GMCs. Ben's truck's sick.
Yeah,
like,
that thing's nasty.
But I think for like an old muscle car type, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's always the deal for me. Like if I found the right deal and it was the right car and the right spec, I think some of the Mopar stuff's really interesting. Like the Plymouth Cudas and stuff like that. Like those are crazy, like rare. And but like the Nova was kind of like the smaller of the muscle cars.
I like those.
Like a Nova SS. I just thought that was really cool because it was kind of like a compact muscle car with like the big block V8, and I just thought those were really, really cool. So like when I go to like the Boomer car shows, in Candia,
how about a nice Chevy Vega?
but honestly, like the Bel Airs and stuff, I've been fascinated by because I think like those older Bel Airs are so cool. Like looking because it's the same reason I like the architecture in Philly. You know, it's like there's so many details to them. The chrome works very cool.
Yeah, like the big finned 50s cars and stuff like that. Like they were more like rolling art pieces than they were actual.
I like the Impalas.
Cars. Yeah,
Impalas were cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, one day we should go to the Candia car show on a Thursday night. You guys,
I'm gonna live 7 minutes from there, so I'm down to it.
So
if I got a 9 o'clock softball game, I'll be there.
It's worth it. I mean, literally, like some of the cars that roll in there are fully restored, and it's like, it's muscle car stuff. Sometimes you get like some weird stuff, like you'll get a Fiero there or like whatever. But like honestly, like when you're talking domestic stuff, there's a good setup there. Sometimes it's probably like 200 cars.
Oh wow.
You know, so but yeah, I don't know.
I want to do a car with hydraulics.
I'll have to get back to Tim on that one because there's probably a long list.
Oh, I'm sure like if you were to actually like think about it.
If I had to like actually, if it was like life or death and I had to pick 3 cars, it would take me I could probably work on that for like 2 days.
I want to do a car in hydraulics.
That would be cool.
Like a Monte Carlo or something.
Yeah. I feel like those older, like when you start talking like 50s, early 60s vehicles, that's like a whole different category to talk about. But like, I always remember, call me a stereotypical greaseball if you want, but my dad's cousin's husband had actually started Bertucci's.
No shit.
Back in the 90s, yeah. So he, big car guy. So I remember back in like, the early 2000s, like when they redid the S-Class in like 01 or something like that, or 2000 or whatever it was. But like he had like a brand new S500 and stuff like that. But he had a black 64 Continental.
Hell yeah.
Those in his garage. And it was like in a separate garage on the property.
Where is it now?
I don't know.
Like, is there a chance he still has it? Maybe.
I would be shocked if he still had it.
Yeah.
To be honest, but it was supposedly, of course, you get a greaseball family. There's got to be a story behind it. It was supposedly John Gotti's 64 Continental. Probably wasn't, but it was just like the pristine, like black with the white interior. All the chrome work was perfect. I mean, it was. I remember being 10 years old or something like that, and him pulling it out of the garage, and I was like,
gangster.
Oh my God. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is the pinnacle. Like, that S-Class is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that is what it is.
Could you imagine what's that worth now? Just crazy.
Like, they
They didn't have suicide doors factory.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yep.
they did.
Oh, that's gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that car. Like, it was, it had to have been just like recently restored because it was pristine.
That
And,
is so gangster. Even the drop tops were suicide doors.
Yeah. But it's like I still just like remember like that feeling when I first saw it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You were like, I want a Mark V Jetta.
Yeah. I want a Saab
Yeah.
900.
Son of a bitch! I want to sob after
Give me that
seeing
Vigan.
this.
You know what? I'll rather have a Saab.
Oh man, that Vigan. Oof. That's a different story day.
What else you
All
got?
right, what else you got?
Tim wants to know, which I kind of said to you earlier. He wants to know why Dan's line on W12s is tan interior.
Oh, so I didn't know what he meant by that. So the
Tim
reason
sent
I
you
don't
two W12s for short money.
right, and the reason I don't want a tan interior W12, specifically the ones he sent, is because anyone that knows, like, I just feel like tan interiors on any car sometimes it just looks so beat to the point where even if you spent a day detailing and shampooing,
Yeah.
it's just never gonna
It's
come
always
back.
going to look dirty.
So I always historically have avoided tan interior cars. The only one I really have, like, it's a deal breaker for me most of the time, because for one, I have dogs, and two, generally, if you're buying like a beat up old car that you're gonna fix up, a tan interior car is the worst.
Well,
I did end up with the Touareg, my 2012 Touareg TDI, but that was so cheap that and it was a 3
matter.
liter. I was like, you know what?
The
And-
CCs both have black interior?
one of them had tan, but the other two have black. Passat had black interior, well,
Yeah.
gray, but black carpets. I mean, if it's tan but black carpets,
Yeah,
it's
it's a little
different for
different.
me. But if you saw the pictures of those cars he sent me,
They were beat.
for one, anyone that's buying a W12, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be like, okay, it has to be a really good deal.
Yeah.
And because I already got enough projects.
Oh, yeah.
But two, like, if it looks like somebody got murdered in it, I don't really want it. So that's why I don't want tan interior W12.
Couple gangbangs.
Yeah,
or like threw up in the back seat. Like, I'll try to dig up the pictures of them, but they
Yeah.
weren't good.
I've owned one car with tan interior, and it was a reluctant purchase because I wanted the car so bad that I was just like, I'll deal with it. It is what it is, and it was my 23 Volvo Cross Country.
Yeah.
And outside of that car being a complete and utter disaster.
The wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
a nice one. Well,
it looked nice.
looked cool. I liked the look
Yeah,
of it.
The 17 warranty claims and 3,600 miles was not it.
That's tough.
But it had tan interior, and I remember when I was searching, like, it was kind of in that kind of like just getting out of COVID era, so like they were picking up production again on cars, but like I couldn't find one for the life of me, and then I found one down at Jafarian, and it was incoming. It didn't have the options that I wanted, but I was just like, done, lock it up, let's do it. And it was black on tan, so it was a great combo. I mean,
Yeah.
black on tan's a fantastic
Yeah.
combination. But I mean, even with me, with how careful I was, and like Logan wasn't even born yet, so like it was literally just me and Shauna in the car, and I could not keep that interior clean. And
Yeah,
even worse,
so
it had
tough.
a tan steering wheel.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, that's tough.
How about the ID4s that came with the white steering wheels? I was like, what?
Who thought of that?
Electric car. We'll put a white steering wheel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
so stupid.
No, light interiors are not. Gray interiors I can deal with though.
Gray is different.
I do like.
Gray
I
is different.
do love gray
I had a couple
interiors.
BMWs, an X5 and a E39 wagon that both had tan.
But like a beat
gray.
used car with gray light interior, any light interior,
Any light
it's-
interior just looks
yeah.
like hell after. I mean, you have to be someone who literally cleans your seat, like
And
or
I'm not
cleans
that
and conditions
person.
your leather.
Yeah.
Or
Well, that's
whatever,
why
like
when we were looking at Arteons, we're like the white seats. It was like the premium, all the R lines.
Yeah, I forgot what they called it. It was like Raven or something
It was
like
weird.
that. Was like the
So
interior.
some of them had like a small section on the sides of the seats that were like a different color, which was acceptable. But like the whole seat being white and then the sides being black, it was like the center is where you sit.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanic. Like, I'm gonna get in your car.
Yes.
And it's gonna be dirty. Like, so I just didn't. So yeah, but the other thing about the tan interior stuff is Porsche does make a darker tan. It's like almost like orangey. I don't know if you've seen it on like the 997s. It's like,
I think I have.
It's beautiful. And that 911 Turbo I sent you guys, that was like kind of, so it was like $30,000 or whatever.
It's more like peanut butter than tan.
It's like peanut butter.
Yeah,
that I loved. Like, it was awesome. But it was the 996 911 Turbo that we talked about.
Yeah, like the peanut butter.
Kind of like that, yeah. But yeah, was that me or you?
That was me.
I mean, realistically, I think we can all agree. Funky colored interiors, top tier.
Green, blue.
Brown is a close second.
Yeah.
Black, your everyday, completely acceptable interior.
Yeah. Yep. So that's that.
All right. Mina, OU Fancy AMG. What's your guys' favorite all-time car show or event?
For me, I mean, obviously it was. Some people would say H2O. For me personally, I think it was Waterfest.
I got into H2O way too late. It had just kind of crusted over the peak.
Yeah.
And it was on its way down when I started going. So you were there early, right?
What year did you go? I went in 2010 was the first year I went to H2O.
I want to say it was 2010 or 2011 was my first year.
It was still good then.
It was still good, but it was short-lived for me. I think I went, let's just say 2011 was my first year. Yeah. I think I went 11, 12, 13. I think I might have gone in 14.
I think 14 was my
No, because we went late.
We did go late. I think 14 was my first year, and I was hanging out with you, I think 14. So I think 14 was your last year. Yeah,
because we were at the house that AJ had.
Yeah,
with Kyle Krish.
I was there.
And a few other. Yeah.
I had the red GTI.
Yeah, so 14 was my last.
And that was my first
last year, yeah.
And we went till like 17,
maybe 18.
And then we were down there, we were like, this is not.
It just got way out of control.
We were sitting in traffic, it was just like 240s, just like hitting two-step. Like,
everyone's doing burnouts.
Yeah, it was just like, nah.
I remember 14 distinctly having a different feel than the prior years.
And it was my first year, so I was all about it.
Because like in 13, it was more of like you could still like set up your chairs on the sidewalks. Yeah. Like you still had the parties on 45th.
Yep.
And like you had like everyone was still meeting up at the tap house, and it was widely uninterrupted unless someone was being a total idiot.
14, they had the get-togethers, but they were shutting them down.
Yeah.
And then 15, there was 0 get-togethers, but you could still hang out on the street with your chairs or just there. And then like 18, they were kicking people out. 17, whatever.
I think the reason I liked Waterfest so much was because for me it was like the early days of rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like I'm down there, we're like looking forward to this all year. It's 3-4 days. You go down there, you get drag racing, you get vendors, you get all of your friends in one place, and then everybody gets different hotels, and you bounce from hotels, and it's like you could sit back in the day. You could sit. There was like a Barnes and Noble or something over, and you would go. And I remember, I forget where it was. I know the locations kind of bounced around, and even that, like I got into that later than there was a peak, and I was kind of on the downfall of it as well. I think
Waterfest 13, which I think was 08, was my first year.
I think I went in 04, but then I didn't go back until like 06 or 07.
Yeah.
But like, and then I went every year after that. And I think for me, it was just the memories of like being with Kim and her car and then my car. I mean, I brought my GTI, I brought my Audi, I brought my old A4 Avant, I brought Kim's GLI multiple years. And it was just that we'd meet up with friends that we had, or make new friends. And it was just this, it was back when the cars were different too. And the scene, like just the whole car community, the VW community was so like, I think they were peaking almost at a point.
Yeah.
Because in the early 2000s, I felt like it was more like it was that vortex era where the Mark IV kind of blew up, and like they were like it was just the Volkswagen community was very strong at that point.
Yeah,
that's why I loved it so much.
I think my couple favorites were outside of local stuff, because I definitely had some of my favorite local shows. I went to SOO 12 and 13, and both of those times were an absolute blast.
What year? 2012?
Yeah, 2012 and 2013. So the first year in 2012, stayed literally right in town. Like there were some condos like right off the strip. Stayed there with a few friends from Connecticut. That was an absolute blast. And then the second year, all the kids from Cape Cod, so Parker and that whole group of people from Cape Cod, Jay,
Rubber Wrap,
Danaher, Jay, sorry if you're listening, I butchered your last name.
Jay Speeds.
But like Jay stayed with us and stuff like that, and that was like we had like a cabin right outside of Helen, and that was absolutely fantastic. Like just great time. Just the drive down from everything, it was just fantastic. But like
getting me amped for this week.
Yeah, but like local stuff,
I mean, obviously, Dust Off.
Dust Off was always a good time.
Excellent.
Dubs in the Sand was always
Was that Rhode Island?
I think so. I don't remember.
It was the one over. Yeah,
I think I went a couple years, but it was small, right?
Yeah, it was very small.
It was in a parking lot, maybe 100 cars, 150.
Dubs in the Sand was a really good time. The first couple of years of Dubs in the Trees.
I never went.
Oh yeah, I thought you said Dits.
Dits. Yeah. Dubs in the
Trees.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Did you ever go to like Primer?
No,
I said Dits. Dubs in the Sand. Dits.
Oh yeah, no. Dits was Dubs in the Trees.
Yeah. I was like, I said it right.
But Dubs in the Trees. The first couple years, that was really fun. What was that other one? The one that they now moved to Thompson Speedway. That's all about drifting and stuff. Like Staggered.
Yep.
The first couple of years of Staggered were when they
did
the golf
course.
At the golf course.
Yeah, that was fun.
Was that like down the hill?
Yeah, you if you had like prime parking, you were up at the top.
Yes, but
they staggered
down.
park everyone. But the later you came in, you were either stuffed in the parking lot all the way to the left if you're looking at the golf course, or you were way down the hill.
Yep. I went a couple years.
Yeah, that was a good show.
I mean, even when it was at the Big E.
What was the other one? The one that was it was at like an air strip.
Broke Down.
Broke Down was another with the piggies.
Yep.
I went 2 years, trophies. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years they did it.
I went 9 and 10. I don't know how they were, because 10 was I think last year. I don't know how many years they did it.
Yeah, I want to say, because I remember the couple times I went, I had the Mark V. I didn't have the GLI yet.
Yeah.
That was a cool one because they had like the planes and stuff like that. That was neat.
Yeah. No, I like that. And then
Wolfscart was
obviously
awesome. Yeah, Wolfscart.
The first couple. The only thing about Wolfscart is that like in the campground, it was a lot of fun.
I used to get the hotel and then get a wristband and go in and hang out. So like I
always stayed in the campground and
with all the degens.
Like it got to a point where it was like fuck. I'm like I mean, even at what 23, 24. I mean, the last time I went was 2015.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I think that was probably the last time I went. Even at that, it was just like fuck, guys. Like
you can't go to sleep.
I just want to I want to just finally pass
There's
out.
kids that I work with. They're like, I'm going, and I'm like, be prepared to not sleep all night.
I will never forget. It was a year, maybe it was 14. All I remember was the trifecta that I'll never forget.
Is that the year Symboli was with you?
So that was that was the year. Won't go into detail about that, but it was that. But I remember. I think. I can't remember. It might have been AJ's cousin Tom or something like that.
Yep.
That was was in the porta potty. Somebody dropped a firecracker in it, or it might have been Walker.
My God.
Walker got pissed, came out, hucked a Bud Light can, somehow missed every single car, hit someone in the side of the head. I don't know who it was, and then he was so heated that he like picked up a chair, spun it around, let go of it, sailed cleanly between two cars, like into the open field.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
That was like the peak year. It was just everything was just wild in that entire place. Like even the part, like I'll never forget John Holsow's wife B. She was like, don't yell at people. Like when they're doing stupid stuff, just give them a thumbs down. That's way more mentally damaging than actually calling them out.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
So it's like, I remember like her
Passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I remember like her, Shauna, and a couple other people were just like giving people thumbs down.
They're like, we're just partying.
It was just so funny.
Were you guys there like early on when the DTM guys were like
I was there the first year when
the Milford kids and shit?
Like when they did. Are you talking about like the DTM show itself, or like?
I felt like I hung out with like the Milford guys. Like,
Are you still talking about Wolfscart? Or are you talking? Okay.
Wolfscart, yeah.
The Milford kids were always on a completely different level from
100%.
everybody else.
I remember one time. Remember there was a stadium, like a venue right next to the campground.
Yes,
like, where like musicians would play. And one point at like 2 a.m, Justin Flagg was like, "We're gonna climb the stadium." Like, dude, like him, Virgil, like Dylan Fodder, like those guys were they were hard. I always kept up with them, but like we were partying on a level that was advanced.
Oh my God. I just remember that was the time of my life where it was like, I'm not going to drink beer. I would just buy like a 6-pack of fucking Andre champagne. Just drink champagne.
What a
bottles
bougie
the
asshole.
whole night. Oh yeah,
my God.
the whole whopping $6.50 a bottle.
Wasn't there a liquor store they put in like a liquor store after
really,
1 year?
It was
like,
close.
Yeah.
It wasn't far. I remember there's 1 year we all went to the campground. We were staying at the Baymont, and we stopped at the liquor store. I grabbed a bottle of vodka. Me and Ben, we grabbed 2 gallons of water and some juice mix. And he had me make him one. So I fucking dumped out some water, filled it up with vodka, shook it up. We walked into the campground with a gallon of the shit. And it was like 3 a.m. And Ben's like, you got some left in there, and I just pounded the rest of it.
oh my God.
Ben was doing keg stands upside down in some random campsite. Like 2 people lifted him up. It was crazy.
What was crazy was the mix of people in the campground, and also like the diversity of the car. Like that's what I really liked about Wolfscart, because you had like early on you had like the Volkswagen bus people who were like, we're from Vermont and we like we're into Volkswagens. And then you had like the kid with like the newer car that was just slammed to the ground, and then you had like the cars that were just like completely clapped. But like overall it was a pretty good mix. And in the campground it was like a very crazy mix of people. Like you just had people from Canada too.
Oh yeah,
like people who weren't even speaking English everywhere. Like there was a lot of Canadians.
If you had a cooler with cold drinks in it, you were friends with everybody.
You could just bounce around, and it was just like, and people, remember they used to do tents with like, they would do like, I don't know, like whatever those flare things are.
Arvnosky used to have a full-blown rave at his corner.
Exactly. People would be playing like techno music and stuff like that. And it was like, oh, we'll just like walk around. It was like this crazy community of younger, but also like there was probably like 30, 40-year-olds there.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Like we were,
don't talk about Al like
Jesus.
that.
Don't talk about us like that, right? No, but it definitely changed
I was
over the
the 30-year-old
years.
walking around the campsite getting drunk with all the kids.
I mean, that's what I'm doing now.
There was a kid, we ran into a kid. He went to high school at Laney, and he was maybe 19. So this is like 2019.
Is this Max LaBerge?
No, it was Mark LaCroix. So,
good kid. I like that kid.
So we ran into him in the campground.
Yep.
And he's like, "You got any beer?" And I'm like, "No, I don't got anything." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. I'm like, you're fucking 19 years old. The kid's hammered. It's like 1:30 in the morning. Kid's hammered." And I was like, "Do your parents know where you are?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "No. Do they actually know like what this is?"
His mom was like into Audis.
Yeah. She had.
I remember she had like a
4.
I think she had like a B7 A4 that was like modified, and I think he got a B5 S4,
like a tune and shit.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to Waterfest, I was 17, and like my dad knew I was going to New Jersey. And then
This isn't gonna be good.
no, just randomly, like, my mom had called me and she must have, like, found out or something like that. And I just remember driving down and she was like, "You're in fucking New Jersey," like, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, that night my dad was just like, he texted me and he was like, "All right, listen, I'm just gonna, like, follow up with you, just make sure you're good," like, blah, blah, blah. And he must have texted me, but it was like one of the parking lot parties, because of course we had like 9 people clam boxed into a fucking Holiday Inn room or something like that.
When you could do that.
Yeah, when you could do that. And I just remember he called me, and I just remember distinctly hammered, because I was with just like a bunch of like random people that I knew from Vortex. Like, yeah, like
Yeah, you're just like people you don't hang out
people
with.
I don't hang out with, but I was just like, yeah. And of course they all had beer and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh yeah, we'll buy you beer," like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I just remember like being 17. I'm like swaying at the urinal in the bathroom in the lobby, trying to talk to my dad, and he's like, "You're fucking hammered, aren't you?" I'm like, "I'm fine."
What I
But it's
love,
like, it was just so
it was fun.
like, I
It was
can't
fun.
it maybe part of the reason why I don't go to shows now is because, like, I don't think it's ever going to
Yeah.
top what those times were. I mean, granted, now at this point, if I were to go to a show, I'm not looking to be on a 3-day bender and, like,
Yeah.
just like,
Well, the last time I went to Wolfsgarten, we went to the campground. We walked in and we're like, I don't know anybody in here anymore. Either people stopped going.
It was a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe, because before, it's not that, I think it's not that you don't know anybody. It was that, like, maybe at that time it was more inviting, or maybe it was because you were loose enough because you knew enough people. I don't know.
But,
But
like,
were
we
people
walked
still
around.
doing the same
They
things?
were doing the same exact thing. The slip and bleed was up there.
Okay, so
You know what
maybe
I
I'm
mean?
wrong.
But,
Maybe
like,
I'm wrong.
But, like, literally walked around and it was like, I saw Ovnoski. I think Danny was in there. But, like, that was it. Like, Walker was there, but he was parked in the quiet. Like, he had a pop-up.
Yeah.
So, like, he was out in the outskirts. He didn't have to deal with all the bullshit. But, yeah, there's nobody in there anymore.
Well, we got to a point where we were just staying at, like, the Hilton,
yeah.
and we were, like, hanging out with friends down by, like, the water, you know, because you have Lake Champlain and you have Foam Brewing and
Yeah.
you have
You have ice cream shops.
Zero
and-
Gravity and
yeah.
like, what's the other big one there? Like, I always forget. Is it Switchback?
Yeah. I say if you
So,
say
like,
it, I'll know.
I mean, one year we were like, we're not going to go to the campground. We're going to go, because, like, obviously it's younger kids.
Yeah,
We're going to
it
go
was
ride
different.
bikes around, you know, Lake Champlain and, like, drink beers at breweries because we're 30
Yeah.
years old now, you know? So, I mean, it's just, it's hard. Like, at one point I was like, oh, Wolfsgart, like, for me, there was a peak. It's just like every, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's just you kind of grow up, and it's like Dust Off has remained the same, and it's like an early show.
Yep.
It's one day. It's only Volkswagen and Audi. So it hasn't changed a whole lot. Which is why it's almost like a timeless show, which is
Yeah.
why I respect it so much, because they've stuck with the same principles and the same formula.
Yep.
And it was funny because I guess last year they had the most cars they've ever had. It was like 400 plus cars. And even this year,
Yeah.
I was like, they wrapped around the track.
Like, he usually only does the straight.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were at Thompson for a dust off?
Did you ever go to Thompson for
I think
dust off?
once.
Yeah, it was pretty
But
impressive.
it actually started
I think
to
it was-
curve around.
I think it was the last time I went was when we had just lowered the EOS
okay.
and put those work wheels on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think
was
that
that
was
the
the
year
last time.
where he had the big R bumper on it?
No.
no, I'm talking about my EOS.
Oh,
The-
your
yeah.
Eos.
Yeah.
Oh,
He- he
okay.
had
Yeah.
the black one.
The black one, yeah.
They at that point they might have been.
Oh, I lied. 2 cars with tan interior. Because the EOS was black on tan.
I forgot about that.
It was like that. Is it the same as the Touareg? It's like super light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was super light.
Yeah. What else you got for questions?
All right. Lord Vader. The people need 3 pedals merch. You
He's a
know
good
it,
dude.
Yeah. You know it. We know it.
He has a Lapis Blue Arteon.
Does he?
And I've been talking to him about Arteons, and I was like, oh, the early ones are more loaded with features. And he was like, yeah, but you got to get that Golf R. And then I started looking into it, and he's right.
Yeah.
So-
it's the one. So I was gonna. I wanted to do it for like around episode 10. I was gonna make us each a shirt.
Yeah.
See how the quality was, and then do like a drop shipping
Don't make
type
it like
thing.
super cartoony.
No.
Just make it-
I'm gonna run it by you guys before I.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just gotta figure out
What's the logo? Oh, so we got the.
I'd probably do the main logo here and
Yeah.
then figure out something for the back. But
I would
not
just
like
do the logo and then do the big logo on the back,
Okay.
or
Yeah,
maybe,
I mean,
or whatever. I
I don't know. That's why I was like, I got to figure it out. I had I had a few designs I fucked around with, but nothing.
sometimes I see you wearing like cartoony car shirts like every day, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd wear that at 40.
Whatever. All I wear is t-shirts.
I know. I'm fucking
T-shirts
with
and
you, dude.
hoodies. And then he said, favorite VW enthusiast video productions, Wagon Works, Dub Audi, VW Home, etc. And he said, RIP 1320.
I would say my favorite was definitely Dub Audi. I thought their cars were built. I know from what I'm told, a lot of those guys had just money.
Yeah.
And the taste was 100% on point.
Yeah.
The video production was good. I don't know
Especially
if you guys
at the
remember that debadged DVD, which I used to own, and then I lent it to somebody, and now I no longer own it. I don't know where it went, but I had it in my toolbox for years, and I was like, you guys have to watch this. And I lent it to like a young kid that worked there, I think, and it's gone. So I don't know who the fuck took it, but fuck you. Because that Dub Audi production shit was insane.
Yeah.
Like, did
Like I
you
said,
ever see
especially-
it?
I saw clips. I never watched like the whole
car
thing.
So the cars were insane. They were all really, really, really nice cars, like built to the nines. And they would take them out, I believe it was New Hampshire, back roads.
Yep.
So not only did they do like the show
Yeah.
videos, but they also did back road ripping. And they had like a Mark III 12 valve VRT. And it was just like in-car video. And then they did like the side shot of the wheel, like going around turns,
Yeah.
like just like hardcore driving these cars. And I remember for me, when I was watching that, I was like the monkey with the headphones on. I was like, dude, this is insane. But Wagon Works was also good. So
I don't know if I really have an answer to this
Yeah,
one.
I mean,
the
you might
only
not.
I think iconic VW video that we probably all remember was whatever made the public news when like Steph Graves and a bunch of other people
Yeah.
all got pulled over going
down
down, to
to
Waterfest.
swerving.
Yeah, because they were like swerving in and out of
They
the
were
cones and stuff.
cones,
And I think it was like Richard Stevens and like a couple of the Seacoast guys too and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That was,
And I think
Matt
was just
Belanger was definitely part of that.
That was just iconic that everybody remembers that. I mean, if outside of
Did
that,
people get arrested for that? I think
I don't think
No,
anybody got
I
arrested.
think I got tickets and
Yeah.
yelled at.
Hoonigans.
Yep. All right. Steven from my work. High Life 42710. How many cars does Dan actually own? So wait, I had done a number at work with him.
Okay.
I want to see how close I was. Do you actually know how many cars you physically have at home right now?
At home?
Yes. How many cars do you own?
How many cars do I physically own?
Yeah, how many
Yes.
cars
So I have
do you have on your property?
2 cars at work that I own.
All right, all of them. Sorry,
And
the
then
ones
I have
that are at home.
one car on loaner right now. So there's 3 there.
Okay.
There's 1 car here. That's 4.
Yep.
Then I have the RS4, the Touareg. Are we counting Kim's car?
Everything. All of them. Yeah.
The B7 A4.
Yep.
The 944. The TT. 2 A6s. The Squareback.
Two A6s?
Yeah, Greg.
Fucker. I missed the square back and the second A6.
Greg dropped off the A6
Yep.
because it was getting rusty, and he's like, "Hey, between you and Rich has the Mark 1 with the 2.7 swap."
Yep.
He was like, "Well, I know you want the 6-speed for the Phaeton, so I'm gonna drop it off at your house." He just left me the title and the key,
I
so
forgot-
it's been sitting there.
You still have that black GLI too, right?
The Mark 4.
Fuck, I missed that one.
Yeah,
That's 3 cars.
Andy was pulling the thing around the
Yeah.
building tonight, and I'm like, just be careful because there's a black GLI around the corner, so just don't hit it. I was like, it wouldn't be the worst thing if you did, but so I got the 2 A6s, the TT, the Squareback, the GTI, 2 Phaetons, the Vanagon, 2 Rabbits, the white 944, and then the blue RS4, and I think that's all.
Don't forget the 2 Touaregs, the Cayenne.
Oh, the black Touareg and the Cayenne. So I didn't add that up, but somebody can do that later. And I think that's everything. Maybe.
How many do you think?
I don't know, 20?
I got 24. Because I forgot the black GLI, the second A7, and you also have the Passat.
Yeah, the Passat, I have a Passat and then one CC on loaner and then another CC at work.
Yeah.
The 2 CC.
I
the
counted
CC
the 2
project
CCs.
has gotten it's a little bit
But
out
then
of
the
control.
all-road. But I
Two all
I
roads.
forgot the A7, the GLI.
Oh, and technically my sister's Vanagon too is there.
That don't count. That's not yours.
I'm pretty much owning it now.
It's going to be. But I counted 24.
Oh, well, you got the other RS4 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
got
said,
two
we
of
said
those,
that
two
is Sprint
rabbits.
Blue. Yep, the 2 rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven wanted to know.
It's getting a little.
It is what it is.
Dan's Auto Salvage.
Yep. And the last one from Doug. Why people have the need of pops and bangs.
Doug who?
Doug.
Polly?
I think so. Fuck. Maybe I fucked up. Yeah.
Seriously, he messaged you?
Yeah.
That's
Right? That's him,
uncharacteristic
right?
of
I
Doug.
mean, there is never.
No, my
And
bad. No. I forgot.
I was
It's not
gonna
him.
say Doug does not do
No.
Instagram.
No,
or any of
no.
that shit.
It's miles for memories.
Oh
Doug.
yeah, and tunes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
never.
Douglas and tunes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I fucked that up. So yeah, he pops and tunes.
Yeah. There's
Why do people do it? 'Cause
There's
they're
never.
idiots.
There's never an excuse.
Yeah.
No, because they hear about two-step.
And I will tell every single person in the world, I don't care if you listen to this podcast or not, if you have pops and bangs, just stop.
Yeah.
Just
no.
stop. It's not cool. It's not. No.
Did you guys see the video? I think I sent it to you, and it was like some guy in a convertible, and he pulled up next to some kid in an Audi, and it was this video. It was one. I looked at the kid's profile. He had one Instagram reel, and it had like, I want to say like 250,000 views, and it was this guy rolled up next to him, and it was like, do you know that you look like an absolute idiot and that everyone hates you? And the kid's fake laughing, kind of like, ha, 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 ha. And he's like, I don't know why you're laughing. You look like an idiot. Like, and then he just kept going on and on. And the kid was like laughing, and then he just drove away. And the comments were basically just people tearing this kid. Like, they were like, yeah, you do sound like an idiot. Like, your car is just like...
If you have stupid. If you have a purpose-built drag car and you have like actual anti-lag,
yeah,
that's a completely different story.
Or like if you're decelling and your car has a lot of power and you're
or if you just have like a couple natural pops that come out of your car when you downshift or whatever, like that's totally fine. But if you are literally paying someone to sound like a complete and utter asshole,
popcorn machine,
just go to hell.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you have a nice car, it does actually do damage because it's backfiring. And like I've watched videos. I mean, I haven't personally discovered this in any diagnosis that I've had, but because I don't work on people's cars that have pops and bangs tune.
Yeah.
Like I don't want people like that coming to me. But there has been like, that shit does fuck up your car.
Yeah.
Like it will.
Doesn't it just dump?
Something with
doesn't it just dump a bunch of fuel?
No, it
knocks.
fuel.
It basically causes issues inside of the combustion chamber. So your like valve seats and your valve, just your everything is getting worn quicker. So like a car with like 40,000 miles on a pops and bangs tune will actually be significantly more worn than like a car with 200,000 that just has a regular person driving it. So
just don't do it, people.
No.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No need for it. But that's it.
No, there was. So I don't know. Maybe
I
didn't
missed it.
You
I might
must
have
have,
missed
because
it.
I think I checked it. But Uggy Boo Boo,
Oh shit, you're right.
he had one, and he basically asked, what if you could go back in time, if you had a time machine, what is one thing that you would change that Volkswagen did?
Oh, because he sent that in the DM. That's why I
Yeah.
missed it.
And I thought about that today at work when I saw it, and I was like, the one thing for me that affects me every day, and a lot of people actually, is the Dieselgate thing. I wish they just didn't try to be Toyota and try to build a million cars and then cheat with the whole emissions thing, because if they just came out clean with like a diesel, and they were like, it's, you know, whether they implemented more like exhaust filtration or they did something like, and Bosch was in on that whole thing. But basically they tried to surpass Toyota in sales, which 2015 was like peak for sales, right? Or something close to that. So they did a good job until they got caught, but it blew up in their face.
Yeah.
And I think ever since then, they've been back, like money wise.
Well, they're
fucking scrambling.
Yeah.
Like they went from like the biggest auto manufacturer in the world to now where they're getting rid of. They're shutting down plants.
I say, look at all the models they cut.
They're laying off hundreds of thousands of people. Like, you literally screwed up so bad that money wise that now you went from the best to like you're crumbling. So for me, I think that would be the biggest thing.
I mean, that's definitely, I would say, a key turning point. I mean, might be unpopular opinion, but I would say the start of the Mark 6 Jetta. Because in my opinion, that was like the first time you actually made a Jetta that did not directly really correspond to the GTI. It did a little bit. But
very plastic.
Yeah, and then you went to the really cheap plastic, redeemed themselves a little bit with the GLI, putting the soft touch dash back into it and stuff like that.
Fender audio, that shit rattled like crazy.
Well, right, because they slapped a 10-inch subwoofer in a plastic rear deck.
There was a recall for that.
Yeah,
we were talking about that today. You had to put like foam in all this shit.
I remember I went to Walmart and I bought a 99-cent cheap shit sponge. And I broke it into 4 pieces and shoved it up in the rear deck to stop the
you had the white one with the impulse. Yeah.
So I put it up in the rear deck to stop the rattling.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think that was like when you really started seeing like the cost cutting and stuff. Because like I've mentioned it before. Like
what year was the Mark 6 first?
11.
Okay.
And it was because I remember I had referenced this previously, but talking to my old coworker, like just going back and looking at like things like, you know, your B6 Passats and the Jettas and
Mark
all
5 Jetta was sick.
All the different option packages, all the combinations you could order, like the special editions.
Fahrenheit was sick. Like I thought the coolest thing about the Mark 5s too, it was a very nice interior, and also how cool was it that you could replace the door skins?
Yeah, it was.
I forgot about that.
And they had a commercial where they were hitting golf balls and it hit the door, and it was like, oh, no big deal. We could just order a new door skin, and it's like, boom, you just unbolt it and put a new. You know how awesome that is if you own that car. Like,
yeah, like obviously we all know my undying love for Mark 5s, but
no, we couldn't tell.
But they, you know, it was like I remember in late 04 or early 05 reading a Car and Driver review of the 05.5, and it was just basically saying that like it was just a totally different direction for VW, because you drop like that boxy iconic design that they had for years and years and years to now this new kind of curvy design,
and they went to independent rear.
Yeah, and it's just but the interior quality and the luxury options that you could get, it was a totally different. It wasn't meant to be the cheap Corolla, you know, competitor, Civic competitor anymore. It was really supposed to be your premium option,
though, with the R32.
Yeah,
that was the first, I think, the big step with the Mark IV. I think that was the real pinnacle of the Mark IV. Was the
because
Mark IV
at the time, I mean that the R34 was expensive compared to everything else. Yeah, everything
R32?
else they had made. Sorry, yeah.
Well, it was, but it was a world class vehicle, and that is arguably the best Mark IV. And then they went into the Mark V and the GTI. I mean, the 2-liter turbo was, honestly, people will complain about that engine, but that's a hell of an engine.
Yeah.
Like, you could tune that motor, and you were making pretty crazy power in, 06 was the first year of the GTI?
Yep.
And you had aluminum subframe. You had headlight leveling with HIDs. You had full bucket leather seats. Like, Jay loves his Mark V GTI. And people are like, Mark Vs, hate them. You would obviously argue.
Would 100%. But you still had all the cool options at that time too, right? You had like the Votex kit, you had the Thunder Bunny options that you could get. You still had like all the different optional wheels and the cool factory stuff that you could get. And I feel like once you hit the Mark 6s, that just all died.
They simplified them, though, so they were a little bit more reliable. They went with the EA 888 instead of the EA 113, so it went from the belt drive to 2-liter TSI to a chain drive, which definitely did not have
the progression.
It was definitely had its issues.
The progression of the drivetrains were completely different.
But the car itself was simplified in a diagnostic way. It was much more reliable, technically, from what I saw. But you lost a lot of that really high-end premium stuff.
And then there was redeeming themselves. Like, obviously, like, I've mentioned this. It's like, the Mark 7, especially the 7.5s, I think are the pinnacle of the newer VWs. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see that level of quality, fit and finish at that price point ever again. I mean, we know. I mean, like, we've talked about it. Before I bought the GLI, I was looking at a Mark 8 GTI, and it's like an SE GTI is over 40 grand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane compared to what the Mark 7s were. I mean, you could get a GTI still in a Mark 7, you could get a GTI S for like 27 grand when they first came out. And now your S's are 34 grand, 35 grand. So it's just, I think I think Mark 5 and prior is really where you get your kind of peak, and then the Mark 6s kind of takes it. But I agree with the Dieselgate too.
The Dieselgate thing was a big thing for like anybody who works in the industry still has that, because for me, like, those customers were so loyal. I mean, you had diesel customers who would come in and it was like, okay, just do everything it needs, like, and it was like constant.
But you want to know what customers they turned into?
The worst.
All tracks.
Well, some of them. But some of them, after they realized that Volkswagen cheated them, even though they got checks for ridiculous money for their car.
One of them.
They came in after and they were like, everything should be free. And then
those people were the worst.
And then you had the used car dealers, and as a technician or somebody that works in the industry, it just really went downhill. But also the company itself, they have just been reeling since then to try to come back to where they were, because they made a stupid fucking mistake and they had to pay for it, and now they're still paying for it. So, I mean, as far as a car standpoint, I agree with you, though. I think the B6 and the Mark 5s were like arguably one of the better quality cars. I think they got back to that with, and I'll be honest, I'm not saying this because I just want an Arteon, but I think they did start to get back to it with some of the newer cars. The new Golf R and GTIs, I'm not like a massive fan of. Like, I would say they're good cars, but like the Mark 7 and the Arteon is kind of where I'm like, okay. And the Arteon was basically a 19, and they didn't change it much. They just put a better drivetrain in it going forward. So the new...
Also, again, sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
I think we all know also, I think the Atlas is a great vehicle, but the death of the Touareg.
Yes.
We were talking about
Big
that
time.
at work
Big time.
recently, and like, why did they stop making the Touareg?
It was a German-built car.
Yep.
And it's expensive.
Okay.
Again, it's your bad shopping territory.
You could buy a Q5 or a Q7. Well, Q7 was basically the same.
Because again, like, the three of us in this room know every Touareg that you buy, you're just buying a cheaper Cayenne.
Right.
That's all. I mean, obviously, you didn't have the engine options that the Cayenne had.
No, but you were
from a base level Cayenne.
Yeah.
You were just basically buying a rebadged Cayenne at that point.
Yep.
And it was a fantastic vehicle. They were durable, reliable.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, for all the Touaregs that I sold, those were probably the cars that I saw least come back.
Some of my favorite customers too.
Yep.
Because the Touareg customers, and then we still have them.
Yeah.
And even on like the 2012s and the 2011s, like, they still come in 2013s, and it's like those people, they know what they have. And I'm like, not saying that like in a joking, they do know what they have, because they're like, well, I can't buy a new one.
Well, that's the thing. You can't replace it unless you're spending twice as much on a Cayenne. You literally cannot replace that vehicle.
Yep.
So sorry.
And the Cayenne,
you're not wrong.
But
and the Touaregs, it's funny actually. I drove, so Kim's Cayenne is basically a Touareg.
Yep.
And I had him out in the backyard today because I pulled the Cayenne out, which we're selling, but I'm always like, oh, I fucking love the look of this car because it's just like a sleeker Touareg, and it has a V8. But it's like the Touareg ultimately, to me, is just a better car all around than the Cayennes because, for one, as a consumer, you can bring it to a Volkswagen dealership and hopefully you get me to work on it. Somebody at the dealership who's been working on Touaregs.
Not a 20-year-old that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah, but even then, it's a VR6 or it's a 3-liter. I mean, the 3-liter TDI can get a little bit tricky, but those cars are built so well and they're so reliable. The Cayennes had issues with transfer cases. We didn't really see that with the Touaregs. I mean, you could buy an old Touareg, and that's one of those cars where confidently you could drive that car forever. Like, as long as you do the maintenance and services on it. You might run into some issues here and there where it might get costly. I don't recommend the first gen Touaregs to people, but if you get like a 16 3.6 executive, dude, you could, I mean, you're not going to have issues with that car.
Well, there's a reason why those later ones, the facelifts, whatever they call them, the T3.1s or the 3.5s or whatever, I mean, they still fetch all the money when you find them. I distinctly remember 22, 23-ish. We were looking because I was like, I'm kind of bored because like Shauna had 6 Tiguans in a row or something like that, and I was like, all right, I'm kind of bored of the Tiguan. I'm like, why don't we look somewhere else? And I ended up finding, I forget what the blue color was that they had.
Dude, I was just about to ask you, was it lapis blue?
No,
or no?
it wasn't lapis.
Is it the Mark V R32 color?
No, it wasn't deep blue pearl.
I saw one for sale the other day with the whole R-line kit. Could you get an R-line?
So in the T2s, sorry, in the T3s you could get an R-line. I want to say it was 14 only.
Yes, so it looked like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what the actual blue color was. Was it reef blue?
I don't know.
It might be reef blue.
That might be one of the most gangster Touaregs.
But I remember down at, it actually might have been Wellesley.
Reef blue metallic.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
It might have been Wellesley. They had a 48,000 mile CPO'd. It was a 17, so it was the Wolfsburg edition.
Yep. Oh, those are nice.
Yep. And I remember at the time I looked at it, it was still like 36 grand or something like that.
How old was it? Like
this was in
old?
2022 or 2023, so it was 6 years old or something like that, and they were still asking 36 grand for it.
Good luck. I saw one for 16 the other day, and it was this reef blue, and it had like the body kit, like the R-line maybe, or whatever. Maybe it was a Wolfsburg, because some of them have like the lower lip and it's all painted and everything.
Yeah, so I want to say the R-line is still
it looked like that.
It's a TDI. Yeah,
$40K.
Yeah.
No.
2024. No, so this is a TDI. This one, the other one was the 3.6s don't fetch as much as the TDIs. Obviously, the TDIs are, but that would be like my favorite Touareg.
Yeah,
because it's reliable. It looks badass and it's newer, you know. But mine has 280,000 on it, so I'm just ripping that thing until it's been good. But I do have to do the EGR cooler on it, the delete, because I bought that like when it broke down on me. Yeah, but so what do you think for the question?
Fuck, what was the question? we got off on a tangent.
We always do.
Yeah. To change, I didn't even think about it. I was just fucking zoning out and I was paying attention to you guys. But you're not wrong. The Dieselgate fucked everything up. Like I said, they dropped so many models after that.
Yeah.
They got rid of the EOS. They got rid of the Passats. You know what I mean? They dumped the Touareg. I'm assuming it was for cost effective to try to keep the models down. When did they stop the Beetles?
20.
I don't know.
I mean, it was a little late, but
maybe 17, 18. They did the Dune, which was sick.
Yeah.
The Dune was cool,
but they didn't make it all-wheel drive. They made a Dune version of the Beetle and put awesome
was it 2019 last year? The Beetle.
It might have been. It might have been 2019.
I think it was 19.
But like they slowly started dropping them off one by one, and they got nothing
and it's
left.
like, you know, it's like was never really a Beetle person, but again, it was one of those things where it's like you had your loyal.
Oh, and so that's what I want to say. one of his things is, and why would it be to use a panoramic sunroof on everything? I 100% disagree on that.
Oh, 100% disagree. It's
every
gotta be
one of them leaked. Right?
I will 100% say
You never had an issue.
I have had 12, 14 Volkswagens with pano roofs. I'm going to knock on wood. I have never had a leak. And even my All-Track, which is probably the most notorious leaking Volkswagen ever created with the sunroof, never had a leak.
But like they were notorious, the panoramics for leaking.
But it was super simple.
Yeah.
The All-Tracks were a different story because they were actual frame issues with those. But I mean, every car I would buy when I worked at Seacoast, first thing I did, guys, pull it in the shop, pull the spider traps.
Yeah.
And never had an issue.
No,
but
I don't even use my sunroof, so I could give a shit about.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm that person that I will not buy a car without a sunroof
my
because I use it
didn't
all
have
the time.
One. My Golf R didn't have one, and Laura gets mad at me because I always shut the shade.
No, never shut the shade.
No, always. No, I never use it.
Even today, driving down here, it was like 53 degrees. Sunroof is open.
No, never.
Well, we'll wait for Dan to get back, but I think that's probably a wrap. We'll see if he's got any closing comments.
Yeah, we're at 2.5. This is about it. We got through all.
Jesus God,
it's fucking
damn,
11 o'clock. We're gonna try to
bedtime for us oldies.
Yeah, at least I don't have to go into work tomorrow. So
I was gonna say, any closing comments before we wrap?
But did you see the second part? I talked about it, but you said why would it be put a panoramic sunroof on everything, and I 100% disagreed. Panoramics?
Dude, Volkswagens are better without sunroofs.
Yeah.
Like my Golf R, I was like, slip top.
My Golf R, my 337.
Yeah.
I'm good. My Mark II, no sunroof.
Yeah,
and it has a headliner.
One last closing comment, actually, before we leave. I just read today, so just because we're talking about Volkswagen's
news,
silly ideas, yeah, sort of. So Volkswagen just announced today, and I don't think this will come to America, but maybe eventually. So a little bit controversial, but Volkswagen has officially confirmed that the first fully electric GTI is coming. And it's shaping up to be exactly what enthusiasts hope for, a compact front-wheel drive hot hatch, not just another heavy EV crossover. The production version appears to be based on the Volkswagen ID GTI concept that debuted in 23, and recent reports indicate it will likely launch as the electric Volkswagen ID Polo GTI in Europe around 26. 223 horsepower in standard form, with a possible Club Sport version pushing near 280 horsepower. Front-wheel drive with an electronically controlled limited slip diff. Very traditional GTI philosophy. VW engineers are reportedly developing simulated paddle shift behavior and torque similar to the Hyundai Ioniq.
Yep.
What do they cheat and make it kind of feel like a manual or something?
Yeah, it's like a mode you can put it in, and it, like an actual tack will pop up on the dash, and it's actually like simulated shifts essentially.
Okay.
And make it feel like it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I have one comment on that.
I don't think that'll come here.
The interesting part is VW seems to understand that GTI buyers care less about outright EV acceleration, more about weight balance, steering feel, playful front end behavior, usable daily performance. That's a very different philosophy from many current EV performance cars.
I could see that.
There's still uncertainty about North American availability. Early reports suggest Europe gets it first, while a US launch is still under consideration. For a long-time VW enthusiast, this is probably the most important EV VW has announced so far. But I still don't think they should call it a GTI. I think they should call it a GTE.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just like with the diesels, they call them GTDs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a GTD. Well, no, it wouldn't be.
No, because the GT was the diesels. Yeah.
GTE. I agree with that.
They should do a GTDE.
GLE.
They should do a diesel electric hybrid, but they'll never do it because they screwed themselves with the diesels.
I
don't think they can do a diesel.
No,
again
they
in
can
this
never
country.
bring one back.
Yeah,
My only take on that is
exactly.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It is what it is.
NOx gases. Just breathe it in.
Just huff it
Just
from the
huff it
tailpipe.
right from the tailpipe, dude. You'll be fine.
All right.
You'll be fine.
That's it.
Okay.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast. You can follow us on Instagram, Three Pedals Podcast, Car House. It's where I post all the clips. And follow us at Capone, Send It, and Dan J. Pendleton. And we'll see you next week.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
See ya.